Whoops. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Work, you piece of shit. Fuck. That's fucking insane. Okay, chill. Nothing. This is a crock of shit. It says it's working fine. Yeah, it's picking it up. It's talking. Check your fucking shit, bro. Mine says it's working, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it's picking it up fine, bro. Not sure. Let me check. Camera. Audio. Have a good time. Have a good show. Guess we could do that. Testing the speakers on StreamYard. Sound. I don't know. Still nothing. Oh, there's nobody else in here, so I guess there's no way to see if anybody else is listening. So that's just great that nobody shows up on a fucking Sunday on May 17th. I can't get more than one person. What the fuck, bro? God, I got this huge, gigantic housefly in here that's so loud. And I can't see it, though. Unless it gets against, like, a fucking big window or something, man. And boy, these things are big. Let's see if you can hear a video. Can you hear a video? Man, look at all these links, dude. Wow. Look at all these links I have. There's no way to get through all that. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, hold on a second. I'm queuing up a couple links here, a couple videos. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's definitely you. Can you guys hear me? Can anybody else hear me? Thomas, poor Thomas had it on mute or something, and he thought it was mine. Mine is blinking green when I speak, so it seems like it's working. I mean, it would be telling me. It'd be fucking screaming at me if it wasn't working. Believe me, the fucking thing. You know what I mean? So, usually. Shout out to Another Perspective and Tom. Welcome. Bless you guys. It's good to hear. Good to see you guys. And yeah. And don't forget the evil bird that's making that same noise again and again all day outside here that won't shut the fuck up. It's mentally ill retard. Okay.
So jobs that that I used to go on where I would be making $50 to $70 an hour are now hiring for $25 to $30 an hour.
Now, folks, it's not bad enough that everything is all fucked up, but the corporations, the evil demons, basically, got to go and kick everybody while they're down and just milk the living dog shit out of everybody who's desperate and take advantage of the situation. We're dealing with scumbags here. Man, damn, that thing's loud.
I honestly think these companies are using interviewees to mine for ideas, for strategies.
And now's a really, really good
And they're using them to milk information for freak. It's like free consulting and ideas and all kinds of shit. So they're milking them and harvesting them and wasting their time for data, for ideas, and then they're squeezing them for who will take the lowest pay cut and to get a job right now.
time not to pay as much because you have so many desperate people out there that we're going to find someone who's willing to take less money.
Corporations are making work worse, from the job search to the job itself, and AI has become the perfect excuse.
Every week, there is another news story about how companies are planning massive layoffs. Every single job now, it's not just you apply and you go through a couple of interviews. It's like, interview. Do you gel with the team? Let's do a panel. Now you have to do a presentation of free work for us. Then you have to talk to like the executive on the team. It takes longer than a month. And half of them are scams. Half of them aren't real. They're just trying to see what the interest is and how low they can get the salary. Is the incentive a desperate workforce?
Of course they want us desperate.
Shit, I remember when I was young, I could just go on to, you could just talk to somebody and you could end up working in 5 minutes. 5 minutes you're on the job working, you know what I mean? And you're getting paid by the end of the day cash. No strings, you know what I mean? Fuck.
They want us to feel grateful for any work we can get. The comments on this one are ridiculous. I literally had an interview today and it turned out to be an MLM. My favorite rejection gave me a swag bag with a blow dryer. I use it daily, unfortunately. Imagine interviewing at a company, they reject you, but they give you a swag bag with...
And you still use it daily to remind you every day what a loser they are.
their stickers so you can put it on the back of your laptop for free advertisement at the coffee shop. And if you're lucky enough to get an offer, that's when they start lowering the pay.
Oops.
Any of the tech workers still unemployed from the mass layoffs, have y'all been getting feelers sent out by recruiters yet? Suddenly I have a lot of recruiters in my inbox for contract work 6 months to 1 year at a time, but they are all hiring for a ridiculously low hourly rate. So jobs that I used to go on where I would be making $50 to $70 an hour are now hiring for $25 to $30 an hour, which is about the same amount that I make doing retail management work.
So while everything goes up thousands of percentages points, you take a pay cut, not just any pay cut. Instead of getting a raise, you get cut 50%. Pay cut, 50% pay cut, 50 to 25.
Except with my retail manager's job, I at least get benefits. And now I'm sitting here with interviews from the Big Five that offer the same amount as my retail job, but I mean less, honestly, because I don't get health insurance, I don't get benefits, and I don't get paid time off.
Contract work is becoming the new normal. A talent agency found that 67% of companies increased contract hiring in the second half of 2025. Contracting is perfect for them. No benefits, no severance, no commitment. And like he said, this isn't just tech. Layoffs and lower pay is happening across the board.
I just got laid off. Was laid off from my outpatient job and I was working in a NICU follow-up clinic. I have never experienced something like this before. I have a lot of feelings about this. I think the biggest one I'm feeling though is disappointment and I'm a little bit angry. This is the first time where I have seen with my own eyes that we treat healthcare like a business. Sucks because at the end of the
What do you mean we? You do? You personally treat it as a business? You do? Or the corporations who are a bunch of pedophiles? I mean, you need to wake up, people, when you talk. You don't even know how to talk. You really don't.
The people who are suffering this layoff the most
like a
isn't
child.
me. It's not the nurses. Although yes, we are suffering.
Until you can properly identify where the problem's coming from, you're never going to fucking fix the problem.
It's the kids.
Idiot.
When I was graduating high school, everyone said to go into nursing. Nursing is a stable career. Nothing feels stable anymore. Online, people describe what's happening as the job market is bad, AI is replacing jobs, and yes, both of those are true, but it's not the full story. Corporations understand that the economy is horrible right now. People are living paycheck to paycheck, and they're taking advantage of people.
The concept of a take-home project during the interview process is so wild to me.
That's
Companies are
fucking
asking
free
candidates to do
consulting.
strategy decks, case studies, sometimes hours of work just to maybe make it to the next round of interview. As a recruiter, I've seen both sides of this. I know that companies want to see how you think, but some of these assignments feel like straight-up unpaid consulting. Why are candidates solving your business problems before they even have a job? And the sad thing is that candidates right now are so desperate that they'll actually work on these projects for hours just to maybe get ghosted on Monday.
For certain roles, I can understand companies wanting to do some type of test, but these tests are becoming common across all industries. And they used to be like hypothetical questions. That's no longer the case. These are real business problems that they are currently facing that they would like to know how you would solve.
I honestly think these companies
I would like to know how you would solve for them. They're literally data mining, consulting ideas, and business strategies, and everything from people now.
using interviewees to mine for ideas, for strategies. My husband has been looking for them. 3 of these interviews have stuck out to me. They've gone all the way through like 5th round interviews and 6th round interviews. During these interviews, each company has asked him to solve a hypothetical situation for their company and asked him to present to their C-suite executives how they would solve this. What type of strategy would they use? Would he use? That type of thing. So
They're probably fucking videotaping it, and they're going to show the higher-ups, here, we got an idea for you.
Spend a week creating a deck, and the CEO's there and the hiring manager, and then like 10 other people are there. And everybody's really engaged, and they ask a ton of questions and things like that. So my husband thinks the interview went really well, and then the end of the week comes, nothing. He's completely ghosted.
Oops.
These companies are getting fresh ideas, new strategies, all from these interview projects without having to hire anyone. I actually think this is going to get a lot worse with the use of AI because AI cannot come up with new ideas. So they'll just keep doing these interview processes and harvesting fresh ideas. People in the comments are saying the same thing. I saw a video of someone who did an entire catalog for a company as part of their interview process. And the following month, his layouts were on the company website, but he wasn't hired. You're not crazy. I remember seeing a video months ago about a girl who watermarked her project and the company was trying to get her to take the watermark off and she refused.
Wow.
The amount of new hires that are being thrown into these roles and given zero training, onboarding is so important. The basics, anything. But I understand why it's happening. Those employees that had all the knowledge, that were probably holding a lot on their plate, probably doing way too much for way too little, money, left. And they took all that knowledge with them. Now the company's like, we don't really know how to do the job, but we believe this person will figure it out. And then it's like in a couple weeks or months and they're like, oh, you haven't figured it out? Oh, okay, you're not going to be a good fit. What?
Companies aren't really onboarding anymore. They expect you to shadow an employee who was also trained by shadowing another employee.
Yikes.
There's no dedicated team
That's
to walk you
crazy.
through how the company operates.
God
This
damn.
comment says, I just accepted a new job 2 months ago and have no training. I'm so frustrated. You'd think these corporations would want to set their employees up for success. Instead, when you can't figure it out, they just fire people because they know there's a line of candidates waiting for the opportunity.
I was told that I wasn't meeting expectations in my most recent meeting, and I am baffled and have to share this. My manager told me that my work wasn't enough, like what I had done wasn't enough, but I literally have the transcript in my app to our past meeting where I was recognized in front of all of my coworkers for getting everything done before anyone expected me to. So I don't understand how last week it was great and I was exceeding expectations, and now I'm getting told I'm not meeting expectations, but it's really funny because we're right at that time where we're supposed to go up for bonuses. I can't believe they're trying to gaslight me.
I believe it. These companies have no shame. They want to pay as little as possible. This reminds me of when it was leaked that Microsoft was asking their managers to adjust employee rankings so that fewer people would hit the top tier, which also meant that fewer people would qualify for the raises and bonuses that came with it. That's the pay side, but then there's also the new productivity expectations thanks to AI. In a leaked memo, Sergey Brin, co-founder of Google, said the company could lead the industry in artificial intelligence if they just worked harder. 60 hours a week is the sweet spot of productivity, and I think we have all the ingredients to win this race, but we are going to have to turbocharge our efforts. Cool, are you going to turbocharge those salaries and benefits? The sad reality is we're already way more productive than we've ever been long before AI was in the picture. BLS data proves this. We are producing a lot, and this data only accounts for working hours. It doesn't count all the hours we spend off the clock answering Slack messages or fixing something on the weekend. We are constantly plugged in, producing more than any generation before us, and somehow it's still not enough for them. Now they're doing salary resets.
Coming out of COVID during the Great Resignation, we're all familiar with that at this point, there was essentially an arms race for talent. And now that things have cycled and they need to offset some of this headcount, so they start doing all the layoffs, right? But now as people come back in, they're like, you know what? We don't want to pay them as much anymore. And now is a really, really good time not to pay as much because you have so many desperate people out there that we're going to find someone who's willing to take less money. And in doing that, it's not just a short-term fix. They're actually resetting the market. So just because you got a job in 2022 making $100,000, that same job today may pay 75 or 80, hard stop.
At a time when inflation is out of control, they want to cut our salaries. And with the economy in the state that it's in, with these AI layoffs, they finally have enough desperate people to accept a 20-30% salary reduction. This comment is spot on. Competitive wages mean companies are all competing with each other to pay as close to zero as possible. But AI has become this magical word that allows them to get away with all of this.
But the painful part is that because of the AI increased improvements and because of the freelancers that we have, we currently don't see enough work to be done. And I also think that in the future, because more and more is being done with AI, we also don't really see how we can progress from this further, to continue from this further. So I'm sorry to say, but I'm afraid we don't see the role anymore the way we saw it. So I'm very sorry for this. Please don't take it on a personal level.
His excuse is that AI is doing more of the work, and the freelancers, aka contractors who are cheaper, can handle the rest. There's just nothing left for her to do. If you've ever worked in tech, you know that is a lie. Jira always has tickets. There is always something to do. But AI has become the new excuse that allows them to cut costs, and the biggest companies are leading the way. Coinbase just announced they're laying off 14% of their workforce, cutting what their CEO calls pure managers in favor of one-person teams. Essentially, one person managing a team of AI agents that handles everything from coding to design to product management. It's an 8-person team, except it's one human managing 7 AI agents. This is what they mean when they say jobs are evolving because of AI. Companies are now hiring.
So he's managing 8 or 7 AI fake beings, whatever the fuck, right? Agents. And then they're going to be managing you next, or 2 already. Yeah.
AI orchestrators.
It's nuts.
Essentially AI managers. They told us that AI would do the boring work. Turns out the new work is just babysitting AI. And the most frustrating part of all of this is that it comes at a time when they're making record profits. According to the New York Times, in the last quarter of 2025, pre-tax corporate profits hit a record, the highest share of gross domestic product since record-keeping began in 1947. We're producing more than ever, corporations are earning more than ever, but somehow this translates to us getting less.
We are making more than ever. No, you said it right the second time. The corporations are making more than ever, not we. That's dumb to say.
It used to be shameful for corporations to lay off employees, but
Corporations who have a monopoly on everything now, the market, they've completely cornered the market because they've put out all the mom and pops with their legal bribery of lobbying.
now they have this perfect narrative. AI is changing
And now they can do whatever they want.
everything. And that does a lot of work for them. It
All because of lobbying.
allows them to do these layoffs.
We're in a government that's so dumb that people don't understand that lobbying is a rigged system. The people are too dumb in America to understand that lobbying is just bribery and it should be illegal. It's insane, really.
To lower wages, cut benefits, and not hire as much because AI is so efficient. And somehow this excuse is making it acceptable, and just like that, it becomes our new normal.
If you're struggling with the job market right now, just know that I literally was offered a job, signed a legal contract, was told to quit my current job, was meted and greeted by the whole team, gotten coffee, so excited to have you next week. And then on my last day of my 2 weeks notice for the job that they told me to quit, I was told that the company did not have the funds to bring on a new person and they were rescinding my offer.
Ain't that a hoot? Ain't that a hoot? Ain't that a hoot? Having corporations just diarrhea shit all over your face like that, it's insane. It's insane. It's insane. Frequency. Look what the frequency is, sound frequency, or frequency, it doesn't have to have sound, is doing to the water here. Nikola Tesla said that if we want to find the secrets of the universe, you need to understand energy, frequency, and vibration. Yes, shitty, greedy corporations. It's insane. This is, we got some good news at least. Some good news.
In keeping with our further pursuit to continue informing about what's going on the landscape of AI and waiting for the drones and robots to take over as the mega data / surveillance Palantir flock safety centers go up all over the United States, so we can beat the Chinese. You gotta beat the Chinese. They're the boogeyman. They can't get ahead of us. I don't know if you saw.
Again, it's a fake war. Like I don't give a shit what the Chinese do, man. I care about feeding the children here. But they want to just waste your money on some batshit crazy race against another country that shouldn't even exist. It's madness how dumb the people are here. And then if it's not war, they want to do that.
Saw this, but former Google CEO Eric Schmidt was giving the commencement speech over at the University of Arizona, and almost every single time he mentioned AI, he got a hippo-hearty booing from the crowd. And this kind of gives me just a little bit of hope
Just a little.
in humanity.
Just a little.
Listen to this.
Architects of artificial intelligence. Interesting.
Shut up.
The question is whether you will help shape artificial intelligence. We do not know. We do not know the precise contours of what this. If you'd let me make this point, please.
Fuck you!
You frickin' hyper-privileged tax cattle parasite have the gall to walk into the University of Arizona and insist that they let you finish? You frickin' prick.
Prick! Brian, go with the prick!
Perspectives, including the perspective of the immigrant, who has so often been the person who came to this country and made it better. We thought that we were adding stones to a cathedral of knowledge that humanity had been constructing for centuries. But the world we built, artificial intelligence that reflects those values, the world will be unimaginably better for it. I'll switch sides. You are surrendering your agency. We have only seen maybe 1% of what's to come. I'm very proud of this. If you don't care about science, that's okay, because AI is going to touch everything else as well.
So don't put words in their mouth. They never said that. That's what your pedophile said. That's what your pedophile ass says. You sound like Israel.
Oh, and stay tuned, because it gets better. It gets worse for Eric, but it gets better for humanity.
If you want to learn something entirely new and you want to have a personal tutor in any language for the cost of an internet connection, you can have it. You can now assemble a team of AI agents to help you with the parts that you could never accomplish on your own. When someone offers you a seat on the rocket ship, you do not ask which seat. You just get on. The rocket ship is here.
Yeah, you get on so they can anal probe you, you shit stain.
Find a way to say yes. Listen.
See, that's the difference between me and him. He'll get on and get anal probed, and I'll be like, I'll take a pass on that. It's nice to know when you take care. Have a good one.
You bring the judgment. You bring the conscience. You bring the perspective. And I'll give you one final reflection. Happiness, I have come to believe, is not the same as joy. Happiness is derived from meaning.
Somebody shut this. Where do these pedophiles come from? That's the question.
Meaning in your work, meaning in your relationships. Thank you very much and good night.
Is this guy a fucking Freemason? I mean, give me a break. Pedophile fucking dick-sucking motherfucker.
And moving a little away from AI, I don't want it to go unnoticed that the closing of the Strait of Hormuz has caused massive economic devastation and disaster in so many different sectors. This right here is the food service sector. Take a stab at how much, just 1 year ago, how much this 25-pound crate of tomatoes was, and take a look at how much it is now. And we haven't even begun to feel the strain of food cost increase. Check this out.
Box cost.
Key, how much does that 25-pound box of tomatoes cost us?
I think this box.
Folks, you can bet your asshole I will be planting some fucking tomato plants. like tomorrow.
This cost $23.78.
Kayla, how much does this 25-pound box of tomatoes cost?
Since you buy it in bulk, I'm gonna guess like $1.75 cents a pound, so like $17.50.
Emily, how much does this 25-pound box of tomatoes cost?
$65.
Mackenzie, how much do you think that 25-pound box of tomatoes costs?
I'm gonna say $30.
All right, let's actually find
65 was the closest one.
out what the price is.
90.
Here's an invoice from today, Friday, May 1st. Tomatoes are right there. Large 6x6, 25-pound case, we're looking at $90.40. And let's compare that to an invoice from
and I don't really have much soil or anything, or I would have already had them planted. But plant a shit ton of these tomato plants. It's free money and nourishment and food. You got tomatoes and eggs and salt and pepper to put on that and water, man. Shit, it'll go a long way.
Last year. Here's May 2nd, 2025. And we have our tomatoes large, 6x6, 25-pound case. They were $25.10 last year.
260%.
Wah, 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 wah. Failure! Failure! Failure!
Increase just in tomatoes year over year. And
failed system, failed everything, failed loser, Trump.
Just keep this in mind. Here's how important the Strait of Hormuz is. It's not just 1/5 of the world's entire oil supply.
Again, none of these problems existed before Trump did this crazy, stupid shit of murdering innocent children in Iran. He decided to murder innocent children in Iran and spend and waste billions of dollars instead of spending billions of dollars feeding the children here in the United States. Instead, he took all the food stamps away from everybody in the United States, which I'm about to show you the video on that.
Talking about 30%.
Instead, he took all the food stamps away from poverty-stricken people all over the U.S. He could have given everybody billions of dollars. Instead, he gave the billions of dollars to his pedophile friends in Israel and the military-industrial complex.
Percent of the world's fertilizer. And even if the Strait of Hormuz opened today, it's just
you have to deal with infrastructure that's been damaged that would take years to replace if it even makes sense to.
With traffic as usual. It would take, according to economists, it would take 8 to 12 months, maybe even 18 months to right the ship. And keep this in mind with regard to just tomatoes. 70% of the tomatoes that we import into America come from Mexico. Mexico depends on the Strait of Hormuz.
If anything, it'll teach the U.S. or everybody in the U.S. to become more independent and self-reliable. Let's hope. If it don't kill them first.
Hormuz, 13% of their fertilizer goes through that. So we're talking about a major reduction in crop yield with the absence of the fertilizer that is currently not flowing through the Strait of Hormuz. Meanwhile, the United Slaves of America continue to vote for the chains of their own oppression as they embroil themselves in the demoralization campaign and ritual known as voting. And this guy understands what's going on.
The servants have written their own new rules that contradict freedom and use their army of order-following cowards with badges to punish enough of us effectively, making us their servants. Don't you dare walk across that street in a place we don't like. Don't you dare make certain noises with your mouth that we don't like. Don't you dare try to record public court proceedings. Don't you dare grow a food garden in your own front yard. Don't you dare assemble a protest in a way or place we don't like. Don't you dare travel in a vehicle without using a seatbelt. Don't you dare sell tamales without paying for our permission first. You see where I'm going with this? These are all violations of freedom that you all just think are normal and they're unacceptable.
Every single one a violation. You're being rolled by your pedophile fucking fellow man.
To a society that thinks that these threats are acceptable, that's a profoundly sick society.
And it's never going to be a measure of good mental health to be considered well adjusted to that profoundly sick society. And speaking of profound sickness, Mr. Insecurity Alzheimer's Donnie Diaper Trump posted this to his truth.
Diaper Donnie, shit stain, shit show Donnie.
Social today regarding
incontinent Donnie.
Rand Paul and Lauren Boebert. Word is that Rand Paul and Lauren Boebert, two very difficult and high first out and bought and paid for Ed and Miss Master Gwyneth Paltrow's force that she couldn't win in her Dorothy Massey, and couldn't see Ed Gowrine out in public for not publicly debating Thomas Massey.
He took the press out of the middle and talked right to the people. What did President Trump do? What did Gowrine do? I'm going to talk right to you. I ain't scared of nothing. You think I lack for courage? In fact, I had hog tie me from taking that boy on. So there ain't no money in it. The New York Times is going to show up and all they're going to print is, if you like your doctor, you can keep it. Whatever they say, they're going to call it the gospel. You ain't going to hear another word about it. So as you might guess, I'm not shy enough about courage about nothing.
This right here is the new Israel fucking sold out shill for Israel. They got running against Tom Massey, who they don't like because he called out Israel.
In terms of that.
But you haven't debated him.
I'm debating him right now.
No, you're not.
I'm glad
You're not debating him. You're giving a bunch of platitudes. You're not explaining anything. You've not gone toe-to-toe with the congressman. You're not explaining your differences. You're not doing anything. You're not explaining any differences.
I just laid it all out.
It made no sense.
No, you didn't.
It made no sense.
I didn't want to see your Letterman jacket.
Yeah.
That's not an answer.
Yeah, a simple conversation is the congressman and him debating, not him pulling up signs and a Letterman's jacket.
You asked the question, he answered it.
That's not an answer.
Gowrine contends that he's debating Thomas Massey while Thomas Massey is not there.
Like, what kind of mental illness do you have to pretend you're debating somebody when they're not there?
What kind of insanity is this? This right here is what it really comes down to, and that $1.8 million number is way, way higher now. Leave your thoughts about this in the comments below if you like these videos.
Wow, and people wonder if their country is infiltrated by foreign Israeli pedophiles.
Please help me get this out into the algorithm by commenting on this video, liking this video, sharing this video with everybody you know.
How's everybody doing today? Alright, I'm going to pull up some more links. Boy, my voice is already going, ain't it? Oh man, my throat, eh? Shut the fuck up. God damn. Which one was this? Ooh, oh, snap. Hold up. Oh, this is good. This is fucking good. Wait till you, snap. Wait till you hear this. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Shut up, you idiot! You fucking retard!
A shocking provocation coming out of Iran is now sending security alarms across Washington. According to Iranian lawmaker Ibrahim Azizi, Iran's parliament is reviewing a controversial bill that would reward anyone who assassinates U.S. President Donald Trump, according to Iran International. The proposed legislation would reportedly require the Iranian government to pay 50 million euros to any individual or organization that carries out what lawmakers described as a religious and ideological mission. Azizi, the head of Parliament's National Security and Foreign Policy Committee, told Iranian state television.
Again, hold on. Whoops. This pedophile right here shouldn't be allowed to go anywhere. He should be arrested for genocide, for helping Netanyahu genocide innocent Gazans, murdering Venezuelans, and innocent children in Iran.
Described as a religious and
he shouldn't be allowed to go anywhere without the threat of fucking assassination because he is guilty of murdering and assassinating the leaders of Iran, who never attacked them, never physically harm them in any way, ever.
Ideological mission. Azizi, the head of Parliament's National Security and Foreign Policy Committee, told Iranian state television that lawmakers had prepared several countermeasure bills since the beginning of the recent conflict. He declared that the President of the United States, Israel's Prime Minister, and the CENTCOM commander must be targeted and subjected to reciprocal action. Azizi added, "This is our right, just as our Imam was martyred. The President of the United States, our states, is the recent conflict."
Oh shit, of course it did. Must be targeted and subjected to reciprocal action. Love it.
Makers had CENTCOM committee added, "This is our right, just as our Imam was martyred. The President of the United States must be dealt with by any Muslim or free person." The explosive rhetoric comes after reports earlier this year that mass text messages were sent across Iran promoting an international
Don't forget to adjust your shit diaper, you fucking pedophile fuck.
campaign to reward the assassination of Trump. According to reports, recipients were urged to register online and confirm their participation through SMS messages.
How's that shit feel sloshing up all up on your ass like that? How's that feel?
These media outlets claimed the campaign had gathered nearly 290,000 supporters, with pledged contributions reportedly reaching $25 million. The issue has already triggered major security concerns inside the United States. Earlier this year, prosecutors in New York released undercover video footage allegedly showing an Iran-linked
That's interesting. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, huh? Right? That's what I say. That's what I always say. I'm just getting up a couple more links. Hang in there, y'all. Hope you're doing well.
Whoa,
whoa, whoa. God, what is it with these fucking birds? Beat it! Jesus, what's up with that? This is
I can't stand the fact.
Whoa, whoa, hold on, honey. Hold on, there, sweetness. Share screen, here we go. Let's see. We're just going to watch a couple minutes so we can hear Jason bitch about the evasive, what is going on here?
We are invaded. Our privacy destroyed and everything by our vehicles every single minute of every single day, along with our phones, along with everything that we have. And so I kind of find it ironic that they're getting a little mad that Chinese vehicles are going to do the same thing. I think it's funny that they're admitting, right there, every one of these politicians are admitting every vehicle is a rolling data collection device. All right, hey guys, Jason here, we're up here in Franklin, Toyota, right here in Statesboro, Georgia. Beautiful day, Sunday afternoon, very hot today. We're knocking out a bunch of videos. We were talking about something I just saw pop up, but It's all over the news too. Okay, Fox News has got it on, NBC News on it. Every news channel is playing this stuff. They're talking about it. Plus, we got an article on it. But so the China vehicles have been slipping through into the U.S. They've been coming through Mexico, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But it's funny here. I think this is one of those ha moments in a way here. Yet it's bad and scary at the same time. But we know Canada's letting them in up there too. So Canada's going to start letting a limited number of Chinese vehicles come in. Mexico's already overrun with them. Europe's overrun with them. Chinese cars are like a locust plague. That's what they really are, and it's been proven in Europe. China doesn't just put out a couple of cars and try to compete. They over-dominate everything, and they swarm, and they just, now everything there is there, and they have nowhere else to put them. They're just, like I said, literally trying to make it where every single vehicle made today is made by China. That's what China wants. That's how they do things. Great business practice, I guess, but that's the reality of it. Heavily subsidized by government. You get them for dirt cheap. They're like 20 grand a car. Okay, this is the reality. Well, a lot of people are bringing them from Mexico over here. Or a lot of people that live in Mexico and work in the U.S. are coming back and forth across the border with these cars. Here's the funny part. The problem that the U.S. government has with these Chinese vehicles, and the problem we have is that they are, quote unquote, as we're seeing in the article, every vehicle today is a rolling data collection device. That's what they say. Let's finish this. Where was it at on here? That was the main one. Fear. So they have all kinds of fears in here. We'll talk about those, breaking down, but they mentioned military bases, things of that nature. But that one statement, every vehicle is a rolling data collection device. We cannot have Chinese vehicles coming into our country and submitting that data back to Beijing and sending all that stuff back to them.
But it's okay if it's their own government, the U.S. government and the corporations. It's hypocritical. The U.S. government are a bunch of crybaby, hypocritical pedophiles.
Them and giving away all the stuff that they see here, that's bad for our country. We get it. We understand it. They use an example on one of the news articles, right? An example that, look, somebody comes over here, a soldier that's got one of these cars, and or one of his family members, and they drive onto the military base to go see people. Their camera or their cars with all these cameras is projecting all of that data, all of these images, the routes, everything back to Beijing, because they are rolling data collection devices. So everything that car sees, everywhere it goes, everything it does, what the people do inside, what they say, what they talk about, everything is being collected, and the U.S. is mad because it's getting sent over to Beijing. Now, it's okay when the U.S. does it to us.
It's okay if the U.S. gets it sent here.
That's completely okay.
Fucking pedophile.
See, here's the irony of it.
Fucking pedophile motherfuckers. The irony, the hypocritical part of it, you mean.
But it's okay that every one of our vehicles pays attention to everywhere we go. They listen to every single word we say. They do everything there. They log everything that we do. Their cameras are constantly recording where we're going, what we're doing, and all this information at 2.3 gigs per hour is being transferred up into those cloud.
2.3 gigs per hour of criminal, illegal, pedophile data.
Things and coming back down and going into these huge data centers that they're building everywhere that nobody wants, and all of us information about us, everything, what we do, where we go, what color our underwear are, everything is recorded by our vehicles, but that is okay. You know, GM just got sued for another $13 million for data selling. It's the second time they did it again. Bad GM, don't do that no more, very bad. We're going to tell you it's very, very bad, okay, but they're going to keep right on doing it. Every single brand does it. There's no
because they just have to pay a fine instead of go to jail. It's all bullshit. You get caught doing something, you go to jail. They get caught, they pay a little fine. Sure. It's insane. All the corporations, they just get a fine.
Away from it. Why? Because as they say right here, every vehicle is a rolling data collection device. They're admitting it. They're telling you it is. Okay, every single one out there, every single vehicle. But now the fact that China, their vehicles report back to China, where our U.S. vehicles report to the U.S. Ours are okay. It's okay that they infringe on our privacy. It's okay that they take advantage of us. It's okay if they do this invasive stuff to us and gather all these kind of things. It's okay. It's 100% fine that we do that. They do that stuff here.
It's a great rant.
China cannot come over here and do it. That's their attitude. Now, I agree. The last thing we want is China over here in our cars, with their cars, and learning everything that we do, where we go. It's just like TikTok, or TikTok. Same thing. It's the same concept of that kind of stuff. You know, everyone posts their video of them dancing and stuff in their living room. Well, that data is transmitted. They pay attention to everything. What was on your table that you were eating? What kind of clothes you're wearing? What time of the day it is that you're up and active? What you was watching on your TV in the background? What you're dancing to? Okay, they pay attention, and computers and supercomputers and AI, it categorizes all of this stuff, and it builds profiles, and it does all these things to us. We don't want our information going over there. We don't want that to happen. And I agree that their cars coming over here will make that a very tricky thing. However, with that said, I don't want it to happen to me anyway, even in my car. Where's our rights? We live in this dang country. Okay? You're going to kick China out, not let them do that because you don't want them getting our secrets. What about all of us that don't want you getting our stuff too?
Yeah, what about that?
About all of us that don't want it. You know, I'm getting ready to build a new garage, okay? Take my shed, my garage shed thing I have is getting pretty old. I'm about to take it down and build a whole new one there pretty soon, later on this summer. So I start looking and researching some of these shed kits, garage kits and some of these metal buildings, things like that. I spent 15 minutes while me and Tina were waiting to go eat at whatever that restaurant is where Fried Green Tomatoes was filmed in Juliet, Whistle Stop Cafe. We're waiting. I'm going to take a look at some of that. I pulled it up, looked at a couple of them. My phone, my news feed, every ad on every article I look at now is all about metal garages. Metal garages. I never once did anything except for spend 10 minutes, maybe 12, looking up the prices of a metal garage for a 20 by 24 metal garage. And now I'm overrun with them. Okay, we are invaded, our privacy destroyed, and everything by our vehicles every single minute of every single day, along with our phones, along with everything that we have. And so I kind of find it ironic that they're getting a little mad that Chinese vehicles are going to do the same thing. I think it's funny that they're admitting right there, every one of these politicians are admitting every vehicle is a rolling data collection device, and we cannot have that information going to China. Yet those same politicians were the ones who were going, we're not going to let, we're going to make it illegal for car manufacturers to sell your data. We're going to make it illegal for this data to be given away. You seriously think for 1 second that the politicians and everybody are...
How about you don't collect it in the first place, you pedophile control freaks?
Not in on this whole thing with our data and it being sold and insurance companies use.
You don't collect it, and then there's nothing to worry about selling. It's invasive. Collecting data is absolutely criminal invasive. You don't own that vehicle if it's still collecting data and transmitting it to the manufacturer, folks. You don't own it. You don't own that thing.
Using your driving history to charge you different rates for insurance, and then using your locations that you go to.
But I did see a video earlier. Somebody had a 2024, and you just take out the, what do you call it? They tell you right how to take the fucking thing out that monitors your data and sends it to the manufacturer. They tell you how to take it out and everything. It's two of those, what do you call it? Screw whatever.
Based on ad services and what they're going to send to you and what they're going to show you on your stuff. You think any of this stuff is not 100% understood by the government? Like I said, this fee of $13 million that GM got hit with, you think they care? You think they remotely even a little bit care? Didn't I just say they made $450 million in that last year alone in subscription services and stuff like that? You think $13 million hurts them even a little bit? We live in very different times.
It's a joke. They should be in prison, not getting fined a fraction of what they make. It's an insult. It's a joke. 13 million, that sounds like a lot to the end of it. It doesn't punish them, you dumb fucks. You're not listening.
We do not want these Chinese vehicles over here. But don't for a second let it think that it's okay that our own government and our own companies, GM, Toyota, all these people, they would not collect this data for themselves. This data is not important to them. They collect this data for all the third-party companies that they can sell the data to that can benefit from it on how they monitor you, charge you, price you, deal with you, whatever it is. It all carries back over to them. Again, the car is a data collection device. Our problem is what gets done with it. But realistically, if they never collected the data to begin with,
yes, thank you. That's exactly right. They should have never collected it to begin with.
you know what? We'd be okay with it and we wouldn't have any problems. So they never collected the data to begin with. Problem is what gets done with it. But realistically, if they never collected the data to begin with, then you know what? We'd be okay with it and we wouldn't have any problems. So
there you go. Problem solved. But you get these pedophile psychos, control freaks, that do crazy shit like this. Evasive criminal shit. Check out Jason, he's cool. Hold on a second, I'm trying to find the fucking video. God dang it. Where's the video where they got this cocksucker declaring a digital prison? God damn it, where is that? That one? Oh, no. But that is interesting. Folks, the e-bikes are getting real cheap. There's an e-bike as cheap as $200. That would solve all my fucking problems if I could get to the store and carry a propane tank. All I need is an e-bike that I can carry a propane tank with, either on the back or in front. And I'm set. I really could get to the store there and back on my own like that. It would be great. Although I'm waiting on it. If I get a fuel pump, maybe I'll have I'll still want an e-bike though. These things, if I don't have gas and I can still charge an e-bike with the solar panels, I can get to the fucking store on my own still without even having gasoline. I mean, holy shit. .28-mile range. 40-mile range, 28 mile an hour. Like, goddamn, dude. The store isn't anywhere near that far away. And 28 miles an hour is plenty fast enough, dude, on these roads that I go on. Plenty fast enough. They're windy. You can't go fast on these roads. That's the thing. Even though people do.
Obviously.
Okay. No, dude, we got some fucking other ones out here now. It's like, it's goddamn crazy. It's fucking, this place is crazy. We got a new breed of bird out here now today. It's crazy. So annoying. Hold on, I want to get one more link. Where to go? Didn't give a fuck about you. When I spit it,
Sufficient.
When I spit, it makes ricochet noises automatically. It's insane. Sound effects. Here we go, folks. You guys ready? Strap on your fucking seatbelt. Well, maybe. Well, I'll just go in order. Anyway, let's see here.
The European Union declares large cash transactions to be illegal from next year. And a huge welcome today from the beautiful Isle of Man, because it's not just this measure that people are really concerned about, but there's a number of measures. There's at least 3 other measures coming in which are so draconian in nature that it's hard to even know where to begin.
First thing I notice, a natural cloud and no chemtrails.
So let's start with the EU's Anti-Money Laundering Act,
which gives you the nice contrast of light blue sky, dark blue sea, green grass.
AML, which is part of their wider range of new policies that...
Which makes even melted buildings behind him, completely devastated, look good.
They are bringing in next year. Now, their official date for this range of policies, which isn't the far-reaching range, by the way, this is just this range, is the 10th of July 2027. Right? Official date for this range...
God damn it. Look at all this crazy shit. Oh boy. Yeesh. Oh boy. Yikes.
Bringing in next year. Now, their official date for this range of policies, which isn't the far-reaching range, by the way, this is just this range, is the 10th of July 2027. So you may say, oh, well, that's a year away, Neil, I've got plenty of time. Not really when you start to understand that this is a staggered set of policies. It isn't just on the 10th of July it all becomes official. No, a lot of institutions and banks are going to start
wait for the bail-ins when people wake up in the morning and their bank accounts are gone because the bank took their money and needed it.
Acting this earlier, so you've got
to pay shareholders.
Really pay attention to this. And if you think, oh well, this won't apply to me, Neil, I'm not in the EU. Yes, it's going to...
Excuse me, not shareholders, but people they owe to.
Apply to anyone or any company that does business with the EU. But also, don't be naive. If you live in a Western country, this is going to be coming to all of us. We're all going to get hit with these measures. Why do you think that all of the countries are doing the same things, these digital currencies, new money laundering policies, at the exact same time? It's not a coincidence. So what the media's been putting out is just not true. They're saying that this is a 10,000...
It's a conspiracy. A C-O-N-spiracy.
euro limit on cash transactions. But it's not. It's actually, when you look at it properly, it's a 3,000 euro limit. So if you want to take out 3,000 euros from your account, for example, well, you can't. That is the limit, and you have to provide a verified reason as well as identification.
A verified reason? Mommy, Daddy, Papa, can I have my permission to have my money? Boo, 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 goo, boo.
Got to provide ID as to why you need the funds. But what do the EU say? They say that these policies are in order to create harmony. Yes.
No, dude, nobody gets to make policies in a free world, man. I'm sorry, man, that y'all are too dumb to understand that. But yeah, I don't submit. I don't consent, nor do I submit. I will kill you if you try to tell me what to do. Okay? I don't do that. I don't try to tell you what to do. Leave me the fuck alone. Pedophile control freaks.
Yes, they use that word to harmonize relations throughout the EU and ensure an equitable society for all citizens. Nonsense. This is all about control. That's what this is about. It's nothing to do with harmony. But I think one of the worst things about these new policies is that they're going to be using businesses and the general public to enforce the measures. It reminds me of 1984, where you're supposed to spy on your neighbor and report them for things. That is genuinely what they are proposing. That your neighbor basically spies on you.
It's too much, man. This place, it's a goddamn loony bin, man. It's fucking nuts.
If you're using cash, you can't make this stuff up. Transacting in cash, they are proposing that the banks and businesses enforce it. So if you see people
again, your fellow man says, "Hey, I know you've been living away your whole life, but I'm going to change the rules and fuck your life up, and now you can't use cash because I said so, and if you don't like it, I'll punish you and kidnap you and put you in a cage and make you criminal. I'll take your gold, too." Like they did in the past, they took people's gold. Oh, we're banning gold. We're going to make this illegal because we say so. You're being ruled by pedophiles, folks. Nobody gets to make policies or regulations or rules for you. In a free world, man, you're being ruled, man, and tricked. And it's amazing you're just dumb people. It's wild.
For trying to pay in cash, you're supposed to report them. All this stuff from the handbook is crazy. And you might say, well, I'm going to split this up then. I'm going to do a part payment here, part payment there. You can't. They even said that this is also illegal. Doing split payments is going to be illegal. And for those of you who think you're going to use crypto to escape this, they've got that covered as well.
If you think you're going to use crypto, Jeff Dumbfuck, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, you ain't getting away with that either.
So any crypto asset services or platforms will have to obey these laws from the EU, or they will lose their right to the EU market, in effect.
They'll lose their freedom.
Won't be able to take on EU customers. They won't be able to be based in the EU either. And that one's even more strict. It's 1,000 euros for transactions. And if someone even does 1,000 euros, I wouldn't call it an investigation, but the firm has to fill in some sort of a form about that. 1,000 euros. I mean, this is crazy what they're doing to really tighten the net here. And what's really interesting to me, and they're not actually saying this.
Look at those goddamn melted buildings behind this fucking retard. Look at that shit.
Is how this aligns with the ECB's 2027 pilot of their CBDC, their central bank digital currency. See, they're not talking about this, are they? But this aligns perfectly. I don't think it's a coincidence. But you might say, well, it could be a coincidence, Neil. These things happen at exactly the same time. Well, they're also changing all their digital infrastructure and financial infrastructure at the same time as well. And there's a lot of points. I've just told you two of them, the cash payments and the cryptos angle, but there's a lot more here. It's actually crazy to me, that we're living through this period right now. That I think George Orwell, if he were alive today, he would be shocked at this period that we are living in. I mean, all these policies, well, I'll tell you even more later on in the video, because there's some more, not just financial.
Oh my God, now, dude, I usually don't get bothered by Blue Jays, but look at that. Cock fucking sucking Blue Jays today. I'm gonna fucking kill these things, I'm telling you.
Put your on our fucking top here.
Folks, people's private properties are not the government's business to be studying. Okay, you don't get to study people's private properties.
Air top view. Oh, there you go.
And these farmers here have every
These are government helicopters.
right to be extremely upset in the situation.
This is Dabu, idiot.
these farmers this time in Appalachia, Kentucky, they're saying that this was the second pass of a helicopter over their privately owned property, their homestead and farmland. And you can see in the image that they deployed these long lines, like a sling load. You can see it in the image on the right there that was hanging below the helicopter. Now, for those that follow me, the thing with helicopters isn't too new because they're going over me and my property out here in the middle of nowhere, left and right. But this, at the top of the property, busted, suspending a line down onto the property. Have you guys seen anything like this? There are comments that have already been made that it could be boxes of ticks, that it could be a device that's a magnetometer or something that's trying to measure things in the area, but people chimed in that actually do that work and said that the payload on the bottom of this rope does not match the size for that to be, that it looks like it's something else. The person that took the video in Appalachia also says that the tail number comes back to the Department of Interior. What are they up to? Huge question. If I get any answers, I would love to relay them back to the constitutionalist or the person that put this out. I'll leave links below. If you have anything on this, let me know in the comment section and join me for the live stream going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, here on W77. Eyes to the sky.
God. No. Not eyes to the sky. Eyes to below the ground, you idiot. The ground. There's nothing in the sky. They want you looking up in the sky so they can come from below and sneak up on you, stupid. But hey, that's why you're a sucker and a mark. Yeah, that's a government agency. I forgot the name of it. I thought it would be in the video too. I don't understand what happened. I looked it up.
I can't stand the fact that we are being ruled by the dumbest people in the country right now. Pete Hegseth is clearly one of the dumbest people in the country.
You said just a few months.
So she just admitted she's being ruled. We're being ruled by their fellow man, government, and just their fellow man. You're being ruled. But it's okay if it's her team, the Democrats. You see the irony here? It's crazy.
Moments ago, Mr. Secretary, we control the strait, but it's clear Iran retains a robust stockpile.
The idea that they control anything, you can terrorize something, you can hold it at issue with piracy, as I've talked about at the Pentagon podium time and time again. That doesn't mean you control it. We control what goes in and out.
Oh, Iran doesn't control the Strait of Hormuz. We control the Strait of Hormuz. Sure, buddy, sure. Go ahead and tell yourself that, you freaking piece of crap.
He's deeply embarrassing. Even the Republicans clowned him. He's the least equipped person in the country to be our Secretary of Defense. Well, the only thing accurate about it, Anna, is renaming it to the Department of War. Trump's a giant liar. We don't control the strait. Why do you think oil is $100 a barrel? Why aren't we already done?
The children named it the Department of War went on an offensive stance instead of a defensive stance. Let that sink in. What kind of psychopaths have taken the reins of the U.S. government?
He's like, oh, we're only 74 days in. You told us it was going to take 2 to 4 weeks.
Prison. I want
Dude, it should have been 0 days in, because guess what? You murdered children. People that didn't attack you, you attacked them. It's easy to understand who the aggressor is.
to see this in prison. All of these people who have engaged in this illegal war to the detriment of the American people should be in prison. They should be prosecuted for their war crimes.
They should be executed for fucking murder. As far as I'm concerned, if you kill anybody and murder somebody, you have to die. You can't be here again, because then you're going to keep murdering and murdering. You have to die. Okay? So these people have to be executed. The whole Trump terrorist regime have to be executed immediately.
They should spend time in prison. Anyway, I can't stand the fact that...
Anna. teach us this in schools. Nikola Tesla was trying to, but they ended up. See, that what they're doing is sending high voltage through the air. You don't need any goddamn wires, you dumb fucking retards. They put the wires there in order to force people so they could put a meter on people. That's why there's wires everywhere, and they use that to spy on everybody now. That's a little Tesla, like a Tesla coil.
Obviously, Trump doesn't care about what happens to you guys at all.
To what extent are American scientists and businesses motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody.
Not even a consideration. Donors are a billion times more important than.
He just took away everybody's food stamps in America, and he's spending $1 billion a day for this fucking retard to murder innocent children, and he doesn't care about you and your food stamps.
And you guys, coffee's gone up 19%. Vegetables overall have gone up 12%. Tomatoes in particular have gone up 40%.
The largest factor contributing to current inflation
You wish they only went up 40%.
is, of course, the war against Iran and its impact on energy prices, which accounted for over 40% of the month-to-month increase in inflation.
About 30% of Americans have canceled their vacations. Gas prices at the beginning, then all of this inflation, and then the rest of the catastrophes roll out from here. And this is based on a ludicrous, insane market that believes that the war is almost over. Once they realize the war is not over, the oil prices are going to skyrocket, and everything you're seeing here is going to greatly amplify. Buckle up and brace for impact, because it's going to get much worse. And Trump says, I don't care. You guys aren't mine.
Folks, there was no war. He illegally, criminally murdered and terrorist attacked Iran. School children full of innocent little girls. He murdered and bombed them.
My donors, you don't have blackmail on me. And the other thing I heard from that clip is,
And he's allowed to walk around and get invited to countries. That's how mentally ill the world is.
it doesn't look like Trump has any intention of wrapping this up. And he keeps talking about, the stock market's gonna go down, could go down further. If he was gonna end the war, he'd never talk about the market going down. He'd talk about how it was gonna go up. And so I'm really worried that what's in his mind right now, based on what he said over the last 2 days, is, no, this is no big deal. The markets are up. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. We're going to go back in. Obviously.
That's crazy. It is so crazy that they allow a lunatic like Trump to sit there and illegally murder children in a terrorist attack. Blatantly murder children in a terrorist do a blatant terrorist attack on children in another country, and people just act like nothing ever happened, man. They just don't even bat an eye for these poor children. It's crazy. It is crazy town.
Things are just getting so crazy out there. Now even scams are on the rise. You've probably noticed it now. But usually the elderly are targeted or people that are very inexperienced. But now even people that are tech savvy are getting scammed.
Please stop what you're doing. Listen, please. The scariest scam just happened to us.
Oh no, they already showed that one. She did. I don't know why she's showing that one again. I showed that one a long time ago. Here we go.
You gotta love sometimes Trump just says the quiet part out loud. Take a listen.
What extent are their financial weaknesses motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let...
As far as I'm concerned, nukes don't even exist. It's all malarkey nonsense. And you don't need them anyway. You can just build bigger bombs, you idiots, with dynamite, you shit stains.
Iran.
You would never need nukes. I don't understand why there's even any talk about it. It makes no sense.
Have a nuclear weapon.
This is from Fox News 4 days ago, and they report that the U.S. intel community agreed before the war that Iran was not developing a nuclear weapon. So here we are, paying $8 a gallon for gas to fight a war to prevent a country that wasn't developing nuclear weapons from developing a nuclear weapon, and to reopen a critical waterway that was already open before the war.
Let that sink in. Let all of that sink in. Let's hear that again.
Winning! You gotta love how sometimes Trump just says the quiet part out loud. Take a listen. And they report that the U.S. intel community agreed before the war that Iran was not developing a nuclear weapon. So here we are, paying $8 a gallon for gas.
$8 a gallon. Oh my God.
You gotta love...
Why did it just do that? Did you see that?
How sometimes...
Anyway. Winning. Anyway, yeah. So... You're paying $8 a gallon for gas right now because Iran, a country that wasn't looking for nukes, didn't want any nukes, had no nukes, but Trump says they can't have any nukes when they didn't want any, and they didn't have any. So they had no problem with the nukes. And then to open the strait, which was already open, and they only closed it because you murdered and did a terrorist attack on their children for not having nukes when they had no nukes. They had no nukes. They had no nukes.
Cost of living, you mean cost of existing. Just spent $180 on 3 bags of groceries and some kitty litter from Woolworths. This isn't living. This is barely scraping by.
Cost of living crisis is bad, people. Prices through the roof. Everything's expensive as hell. Had to do some stuff I'm not proud of.
This is how bad the cost of living is in Australia.
Could you feed a family of four for less than $10? That was a promise from a major supermarket not even a decade ago.
The majority of Australian cities have officially hit the most unaffordable housing market.
If two working parents can't afford a home in Australia, the problem isn't them, the problem is the system.
Australia, the lucky country. At least, that is what they used to call it. Sun, beaches, opportunity, and a quality of life the rest of the world supposedly envied. Politicians loved saying it. Tourism ads were built on it, and for a while, maybe it was even true. But right now, in 2026, a growing number of Australians are waking up to a very different reality. The lucky country has quietly become the expensive country, and for millions of ordinary people just trying to get through the week, the luck appears to have run out entirely. Everything from groceries to rent is getting harder to afford. Not in some abstract economic sense, in the very real sense of standing in a supermarket aisle doing the math in your head, wondering which items you can put back, in the sense of opening your energy bill and feeling your stomach drop, in the sense of a generation of young Australians quietly shelving the idea of ever owning a home and wondering whether any amount of hard work actually changes the outcome anymore. Over 3.3 million Australians are currently living in poverty. That is more than 1 in 8 people. This is not a developing nation struggling to build infrastructure. This is one of the...
So this is countries all over the world, folks. All over the world. And everybody is in dire straits all over the world.
wealthiest countries on earth, sitting on enormous natural resources, and yet 1 in 8 people cannot make ends meet. The numbers are not a blip, they are a trend, and the trend is getting worse. Data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics confirms that living costs rose for every single household type in the year to December 2025.
But yet your income didn't grow. In fact, it went down.
And for anyone watching their grocery receipts grow while their paychecks stay stubbornly flat, that will not come as
And even get cut in half.
a surprise. What should come as a surprise is how long ordinary Australians have been told this is temporary. That relief is coming. That the government has a plan. Because by now, the temporary has become permanent, and the plan has become a punchline. This video is not going to tell you to budget better or cut out your morning coffee. Australians have been given enough of that patronising advice to last several lifetimes. What we are going to do is look directly at...
Yeah, there's no pulling up your bootstraps for this. There's no voting your way out of this shit.
What is happening, why it is happening, and who is really benefiting while the rest of the country struggles to stay afloat. Because someone always benefits. And it is rarely the person checking the price of bread twice before putting it in the trolley.
Cost of living? You mean cost of existing? Just spent $180 on 3 bags of groceries and some kitty litter from Woolworths. This isn't living. This is barely scraping by. You got the crisis bit right. Not really sure what I'm being charged for because I didn't ask to be here. And not for a lack of trying. Oh man, what is this economy? Who out here isn't struggling? When are they gonna fucking do?
She made a great point. Like, I didn't ask to be here. Why am I being charged to exist? I didn't ask to be here. Folks, it's insanity paying to exist, folks. It's insane. It tells you gotta kill the fuck out of government.
Something about it. If ever.
Cost of living crisis is bad, people. Prices are through the roof. Everything's expensive as hell. I've had to do some
The
stuff
government and everybody it works with.
I'm not proud of.
Okay, alright, I'm gonna keep going here. Let's go to the next trick. Oh, it got a little darker outside, eh? What's going on with that? Oops. What's up with that? God, I can't stand that fucking goddamn bird. I'm gonna choke it to death if I can find it. That goddamn fucking thing won't shut up, man. Not recognizing this shit, huh? See if I can get this thing to recognize. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, wait. Uh-oh. Project Bluebeam being sold by one of the dudes who warned you years ago about Project Bluebeam is now going to tell you and bring to you the fake alien invasion by the government, Project Bluebeam. I'll unite with anyone to do good, but with no one to do harm. Trump cut a secret deal to shield Epstein clients. Epstein survivor drops Trump bombshell in Full House. Trump cut a secret deal to shield the Epstein clients. I mean, that's what we are seeing, and that's what one of the clients is saying. Wow. It's amazing that they needed one of the poor victims to say this. It's amazing that they're this dumb. I want to give a shout out to John and Fiona for your contributions to my support donations. This is the first thing I do as U.S. President, declare war on Israel. That would be the smartest thing you could ever do. That would be the smartest thing you could ever do. Because Israel is the most hated country. It's not even a real country. It was invaded. It's Palestine. Anybody born in Israel, you were really born in Palestine. Stolen land. So you have Tom Massey here, wants Epstein's friends in handcuffs, and the new guy funded by Epstein's friends. God damn it. Beat it, dude. Hey! Beat it! God damn! Fuck off! Jesus Christ, up my throat. So you got, neither one of these has the right to make rules for you and all this shit, but just so you know, you got Israel supporting this guy against this guy who spoke against Israel. I don't know, that didn't get the whole thing on there. According to the latest data, Israel is ranked at the top of the list of countries we would not want to be part of. It even surpassed North Korea. These are the most hated countries in the world. Israel is number one, first. Most hated country in the world. Competitive wages means companies are all competing with each other to pay as close to zero as possible. CIA raids Tulsi. Again, these criminals are allowed to do whatever they want when they should be completely rounded up and executed immediately. Everybody in the NSA, CIA, FBI, all intelligence agencies, all government agents, everything in the government, they should all be rounded up and executed and get the fuck on and try again next time. You fucked up. You failed. You failed humanity and yourself and your soul, and you failed. Don't even come back, in fact. I don't think about you, $29 billion later. Again, the cost of the war is already in the hundreds of billions, probably close to $1 trillion if you consider the worldwide cost he created by the disruption of everything. Again, pretty much almost everybody, the majority, almost everybody in the United States hates this pedophile. It's crazy. Hey, what's up, B-Rye? I tried to call you back yesterday, brah. And you didn't answer, so just to give you a heads up, because I missed your call. I was outside walking the dog. I don't take the phone with me when I walk the dog. Walking the dog. I was walking the dog. I can't remember if I showed this shit or not. What the fuck? Let's see what's going on here.
Global control. Buckle up, my friend, because global control. Buckle up, my friends, because they're at it again.
Health officials around the world are racing to contain a deadly outbreak of hantavirus that's linked to this cruise ship in the Atlantic. Emergency crews have evacuated 3 passengers with suspected hantavirus from the cruise ship, stricken with a deadly outbreak of the disease. And meanwhile, experts are confirming there have been cases of a rare strain on the ship that can be transmitted between humans.
So specifically, we talk about hantavirus and the situation on the cruise ship. One of the newer developments is learning that there are passengers who got off the ship after the first death. How does that complicate the tracing effort and the level of concern when it comes to further spread?
Hordes of panicky people seem to be evacuating the town. However, without knowing precisely what the danger is, would you say it's time for our viewers to crack each other's heads open and feast on the goo inside? Yes, I would, Ken.
The headlines are already making their rounds. What is the Andes virus? The hantavirus linked to a cruise ship outbreak is among the deadliest strains. Hantavirus is giving me COVID flashbacks. So how worried should I be? Inside the global effort to figure out where hantavirus will strike next. Virus chaos in Europe as hantavirus cases spread with mask up warning issued. They're not seriously already masking up over this, are they? People aren't going that crazy already, are they?
Hey, if you're worried about the hantavirus situation, wear a mask. Wear a respirator, even outside. This is a head strap one. This is an N95. There are also KN95s, which are just the ear loop ones. The tighter it is to your face, the better, which is why the head straps are a little bit more protective. It basically just creates like a seal to prevent air from coming in or escaping. You can also get these really cool little sip valves so you can drink without taking your mask off, also just reducing risk. It's just like a little putty.
Yeah, no, that's
very cylinder. Pouch, but it's for one.
God damn, you let that bitch talk.
Can find almost said the no.
All right, I already showed this one.
Not birds.
But we need to renew because everybody's starting to freak out again.
And then came another big red flag, the PCR confirmation. Yes, the very same test that Carrie Mullis, the Nobel Prize-winning inventor of PCR, warned us about. He said, quote, with the PCR, if you do it well, you can find almost anything in anybody. And that's exactly what they used to justify lockdowns, censorship, mass panic, and forced experimental shots during COVID. And I know I've seen this hantavirus thing before, but where was it? Oh yeah, Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, which received a $750 million pledge from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, who wrote an article in May of 2021 titled The Next Pandemic, Hantavirus? Spread from rodents to humans, old and new world hantavirus has become endemic in many continents.
Scamdemic 2.0, playa!
But are sporadic cases of person-to-person transmission strong enough evidence to fear its pandemic potential?
Without knowing precisely what the danger is, would you say it's time for our viewers to crack each other's heads open and feast on the goo inside?
Why, yes.
Yes, I would, Ken.
Yes, I would, Ken.
It's almost like they're doing predictive programming, like in the days of Event 201 before COVID.
Yes, it is, it is, it is. Oh yeah, dude, hey, you don't want to inhale that shit, bro. Oh wow, dude, damn, bro, how the fuck are you catching shit on fire, bro? First of all, why are you using a microwave? That's your problem right there. You shouldn't be using microwave. Okay? Take two different plants, okay? And for 2 weeks, feed one of them microwaved water, and for 2 weeks, feed another one regular water. And then notice that the one you fed microwave water kills the plant. And then maybe you'll fucking wise up and not use the microwave anymore. Thank you very much. You're welcome. They're banned in Russia for a reason. Use your brains, folks. Do not use a microwave if you can't help it. You probably can't, but I still wouldn't use one. I'd rather fucking light a fucking fire and use a goddamn. But anyway, I get it, you know. I used it back in the day when I didn't realize these motherfuckers are trying to kill me so much. It's insane how much they're trying to kill me. So, yeah. Don't inhale that shit. What in the fuck is going on here? God damn, bro. I don't know what it is today, bro. They're fucking nuts, dude. They're fucking nuts today. show this one? I can't remember if I showed this or not. Oh man, that must stink like ass on top of ass and then some more ass on top of that.
Look, this is an IQ test, and it may just be a memory test. Do you remember monkeypox? Do you remember bird flu? Do you remember every time they tried to bring back the COVID lockdowns? We don't need to go back to that. That was a complete failure, the whole response to COVID, and don't let them bring it back. This is an IQ test at this point.
No, they want to bring it back times 1,000, folks. You better wake up.
The hantavirus is a big deal right now. And so now here's Dr. Robert Malone, who was, no matter what the Atlantic magazine says.
So check this out. Yeah, no matter what the propaganda pedophiles try to fear porn you to death, listen.
He was the inventor of the mRNA platform. He was the first one to do that. And of course, he didn't invent the COVID vaccine, but he invented the platform that it was built on. And he's got patents on many vaccines, and he's one of the leading people in that field. And so here's what he tweeted out yesterday. He said, your odds of being struck by lightning are more than 7 times greater than getting hantavirus in the USA. About 250 people get struck by lightning each year. There are about 35 cases per year of hantavirus in the, he meant to say USA, in the USA, 35 cases a year in the USA with about 12 deaths per year on average. Obviously, hantavirus shouldn't be a big concern for the vast...
The E is right next to the S, so he fucked up on that one probably in the USA, but whatever.
Majority of Americans, but I turned on CNN, and here's what CNN is saying.
And what a quarantine might really mean in context of a long incubation period. And we have a question from one of our viewers.
Again, you're more than likely to be struck by lightning 7 times more likely to be struck by lightning. 7 times more likely to be struck by lightning. You are 7 times more likely to be struck by lightning. Do you see them talking about lightning right now? Why aren't they talking about lightning? Do you understand what I'm saying here? 7 times more likely to be struck by lightning. Why aren't they talking about lightning? Why are they focused on this nonsense? Because it's an agenda. It's a goddamn agenda by pedophiles.
They ask, it says
this is fear porn agenda by pedophile pushing, cocksucking bitches.
it can take 8 weeks to become symptomatic. The passengers shouldn't be allowed into the public until they're completely cleared. You know, what do you...
Like, it's nonsense. It's pathetic joke.
Is that a fair way to look at this?
It's the way, the insulting of the intelligence at this point is bizarre, that people put up with this shit. If you watch the news, you're basically retarded right now. Literally, anybody who watches the news out there, you're basically retarded.
I mean, how long do you think people should be quarantined who are either on that ship or in contact with someone who is there?
And they want to contact trace everybody as if it's, like they're AI.
Yeah, I mean, this is the big challenge with this virus, the long incubation period, and now we have people...
Incubation? Like, shut the fuck up, dude. I will kill every one of you if you try to tell me what to do.
Scattered really around the globe that are being properly tracked, isolated, quarantined, and get it under control.
7 times more likely to be struck by lightning.
But what they did was they quarantined and isolated people for 40 days because of the long incubation period.
Because of somebody's mental illness and agenda. Because of a pedophile's control freak agenda. You got quarantined and locked down in your house and did not enjoy a high quality of life.
Unfortunately, this is a key factor in us trying to figure out how do we keep people safe, how do we prevent further spread because we're infected.
The hell out of everybody.
How do we keep people safe? Shut up, you fucking pedophile cock coming out of your mouth.
What's your reaction to this hantavirus pandemonium?
Look, this is an IQ test, and it may just be a memory test. Do you remember monkeypox? Do you remember bird flu? Do you remember every time they've tried to bring back the COVID lockdowns? The laptop class longs for the days when they could just sit at home and order their crap on Amazon and get their groceries delivered, never go out and see anybody and collect a paycheck, and have it their way. And look, we don't need to go back to that. That was a complete failure, the whole response to COVID, and don't let them bring it back. This is an IQ test at this point.
And the WHO is in on it too. So one of the
Of course. God damn.
things they did was they pulled this Trump administration. They pulled us out of the WHO. I mean, in my estimation, that was a good thing.
Of course it is, because it's none of their business what we do. You don't get to tell me what to do ever, okay? I don't associate with anybody who believes they can tell me what to do. I will kill you.
And here is...
Dude, I'm all about freedom, dude. I will never tell you what to do. Never.
The World Health Organization
You can't cause harm. You cause harm, like government, you gotta die. You kill somebody, you gotta die. You can't be here.
is now openly saying that the hantavirus
That's not the kind of world this is anymore.
outbreak proves why the world needs centralized global health control. Let's listen to just a few seconds of this.
Oh yeah, no. I don't listen to pedophiles. I don't listen to flaming pedophile motherfuckers. You gotta be crazy.
The time has come. The UFO.
Whoa. God damn, this place makes all kinds of goddamn noise when it starts heating up. Okay, let me just get a couple more links up. It takes forever for the goddamn internet to open up the fucking page and all this bullshit.
So this is an email.
Whoops. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Come on, hurry up, you fuck.
Headlights.
Oh, God, yeah. No. Might want to see that one again. People don't know. See.
You're very...
What's up, MPC, Tom? Another perspective. How's everybody doing today? And everyone else I forgot to mention. What's up, Brian? Brian, all right. Happy to... Don, bless you for the dono. And shout out to Melt Flood Chicago and Another Perspective for your donations. Love you and thank you. I bless you so much. Thank you. Another Perspective, Melt Flood Chicago, Don, and Don Conrad, and all of you that have donated. Even Brian in the past has. So thank you again for that. Sure you're not here, but here we go, folks.
The time has come. The UFO files have finally been released. Let's talk about it. But first, remember when they told us that politicians were allegedly eating babies and partaking in some kind of very dark ritualistic sacrifice, and nobody did anything about it? Or that Trump is allegedly being controlled by Israel, and that Jared Kushner is his handler, and now we're at war with Iran? Or that he and Epstein allegedly did something to a woman, and that woman was later found suicided with her head blown off, and the police said there was no way it could be a suicide, and Kash Patel did nothing to investigate this? No, you don't remember any of that? Well, apparently.
Because they got a deal worked out, dude, to hide all the pedophiles. The Epstein class is protected. The entire Epstein class has been protected.
We went.
Not to mention, the intelligence agencies is the Epstein class, all of them.
Went to the moon and saw aliens. The time has come. The UFO files have finally been.
Whoops. Is there an echo right now? Oh, let me know. I can do echo cancellation. Let me see what it says here. Audio, echo cancellation. How's that? Is it echoing now? Can y'all hear me now? A little more light. Oh, the videos are echoing? Gotcha. Well, maybe they won't echo now. I did echo cancellation. How annoying is that? Thank you for telling me. Thank you. Appreciate that.
No one in this, among the defendants, the Filton Six, were allowed to even mention Elbit Systems. No one among the defendants was allowed to even use the term apartheid and so on. So they were basically prevented from defending themselves while their defense lawyer was on trial for contempt of court for being too effective. And as all this was happening, a new knife-wielding terrorist suddenly appears to justify banning the phrase globalize the intifada. So what's going on in the UK? Is this really the UK?
Right.
Where are these instructions coming from?
Let's start off by talking about this really scary and important case in England, in the UK, that you guys at the Gray Zone have been covering, and it is about PAL action. Then we're going to get into a stabbing that happened, but backing up.
Max Blumenthal exposes Israel's control over the UK, United Kingdom legal system. And Israel and the U.S. They control everybody. It's pathetic at this point. Everybody sees it.
Let's talk to, which is unrelated to PAL.
Israel is the cancer, the reptilian cancer that's invaded every country. It's crazy.
Action. Tell us about this case, this PAL action case, and also what you guys at the Gray Zone revealed and discovered.
Well, we had to reveal how this case was a gigantic stitch up because we're an American outlet. And
anyway, you get the idea. I don't think there's a point in that. Let me just keep going.
Freedom of political.
Oh, no, I don't want to show all that much.
There are at least 2 people who this year have been arrested and had their homes raided because of tweets. One of them had her house raided and her devices seized because of a meme that she posted on X that was critical of a certain politician. We are in a country that is captured by the pro-Israel lobby, where there is one standard for Zionists and another for the rest of us. Already there have been dozens of people who've been arrested in Queensland for saying from the river to the sea, many of them Jewish. Well, these are phrases that the Israel lobby has long sought to have banned, and they were never able to really do that until at the protest against the official visit of the Israeli President Isaac Herzog. And it was without a doubt the most brutal crackdown on peaceful protesters we've seen in this state in decades.
Is there any realistic path in holding the police and decision makers accountable? Our guest today is a Sydney-based lawyer, investigative journalist, has become one of the most vocal critics of Australia's creeping restrictions on free speech and protest rights.
No, the criminal pedophiles aren't going to arrest themselves. You have to kill them. If they take your freedom, they're not going to give it back to you when they took it in the first place. You have to take it back. And they're not going to give it back. They're going to make you kill them to get it back. They're going to make you kill them to give it back. So you got to do it.
Nick Hanna is a leading criminal defense lawyer who has acted in numerous high-profile civil liberty cases in Australia. And he wrote and directed The Last Sky, a bold documentary about Israel's wars in Gaza and Lebanon and the people fighting back. Nick Hanna, welcome.
Abu Bakr, thank you for having me.
Thank you. You were part of the legal challenge that defeated the New South Wales government's push to criminalise protests in the wake of the Bondi attack. Walk us through what happened in that case and why the outcome is so important.
So perhaps for the benefit of those who don't live in New South Wales and weren't following the case as closely as I was, and perhaps some other people within the movement, in late December last year, the New South Wales government passed a law which effectively allowed the police commissioner to ban protests in this state for up to 3 months. And that law was introduced in the wake of the Bondi terror attack on the 14th of December last year.
Again, even if they don't have a constitution that supposedly protects these freedoms and rights, it doesn't mean they're not going to disobey them anyway, like they do in the First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third, Fourth, like they do in every amendment in the U.S. They use the Constitution basically as something to wipe their shit-stained asses with.
But it's important for people to understand that it was an objective that the pro-Israel lobby has long sought to advance.
Again, the whole idea of lobbying is a rigged, illegal, it's illegal bribery. If none of the governments in the world allowed lobbying, how the fuck are they gonna be able to do anything? How? How's Israel gonna do anything in any country without lobbying? That's how you cut Israel off right now from all the countries. You make lobbying illegal. Anybody who fucking does it, like Israel, you know they will. You fucking punish them for it, and there you go. Now you can get the pedophile. Now you can get the pedophile. Silly rabbits. Stupid fuck. Tricks are for kids and shit. Yeah, they don't even let you take the batteries out of the phones now. Sorry about my voice, everybody. But my throat chakra is completely crystallized right now. Excuse me. God damn, my bad. God, it just came out of nowhere. Uncontrollable. Explosive.
This is the CJ Berliman Show.
Hello, it's your friend CJ, and this week we examine the reasons why Israelis are widely regarded to be the world's worst foreign tourists. But first, please remember to like and subscribe to our show, and don't forget to turn your notifications on so you never miss a single episode. Now let's get into it. Why is it wherever Israeli tourists go, from the beaches of Thailand to the temples of India, the locals dread their arrival? This isn't about anti-Semitism, this is about TripAdvisor. This is a specific, recurring phenomenon that is being documented across the globe. The often aggressive behavior of Israeli tourists in foreign lands. Even Jewish media outlets describe Israeli tourists as ugly, rude, aggressive, and arrogant. But curiously, Western media outlets shy away from criticizing Israelis no matter how atrocious their behavior. despite negative characterizations of Israeli tourists being shared by governments throughout Asia and South America, along with the Israeli Foreign Ministry, which recently launched a campaign to improve the image of its citizens abroad, because it can no longer afford to ignore the obvious problem. The problem being, Israelis believe they have the same impunity to mistreat locals in foreign countries the same way they mistreat and abuse Palestinians at home.
Palestine doesn't exist.
Did you hear that? The retards believe that they can get away with treating everybody in the world the same way they do the Palestinians. And they're going to find out. They're going to find out. Fuck around, find out. FAFO is what is happening here with these retards.
In Israel. After what's on the map? What are you fighting for? 76 years of establishment. Palestine doesn't exist. It never will and it never
Israel is a fake.
You invaded Palestine, you pedophile terrorists.
Fake.
So why are you waving the flag?
So some Israelis assaulted a woman carrying a Palestinian flag, and they got their asses beat and kicked out of a beach in Brazil. That's what you get. You go and assault a woman because she's carrying a flag that you don't like, you need to get your ass killed.
Abhorrent Israeli behavior doesn't emerge or occur in a vacuum. It is manufactured, it is taught, it is the downstream product of an ethno-nationalist ideology, a political culture, and a military system that convinces Israelis they are exceptional, and therefore rules and laws do not apply to them.
Deserve the same, you treated the same. Let's put it that way.
I think not. I think that this is the nation of the Jews, that the Jews should have more rights than non-Jews.
Like, give me an example.
Oh, how convenient. Did you listen to this mentally ill fucking inbred half-breed looking motherfucker?
Example of a right that a Jew should have that a non-Jew shouldn't.
Right now, there's the right for Jews to come to Israel and to get your citizenship, which isn't for all non-Jews. This is the land for...
Listen, you can't invite people over to a land you invaded and stole, you dumb pedophile fuck.
Jews, all Jews can come and live here. I think that Jews should have more rights than non-Jews.
הכל יהיה מיושב, כל יישובים יהודים וערבים, בעזרת השם, או שהם יעבדו, יהיו ילדים טובים, או שאנחנו נבדוק אחד למדינות שלהם, והולכים איתם ביחד. לא מפחיד לשלוח כאלה, בהפך, אנחנו יהודים, והארץ שלנו, הארץ שלמה.
The arrogance is not incidental, it is baked in. It is the logical expression of a settler colonial psychology that says, I have a right to steal your home and land. You exist only to serve me. Your indigenous culture, your customs, your rules are inconveniences to be bypassed.
Folks, there is a group of people in the world that is manipulated their whole lives, called Israel, to believe they're number one, and that creates a cancer. Their mentality itself is flawed because it's racist. It's a supremacist and racist. Their ideology is supremacist and racist.
Not traditions to be respected. These racist attitudes are the byproduct of a system designed to brainwash every Jewish Israeli citizen. And these are not just my words, but the words of Daniel.
Brainwash an entire country to be racist and unleash them on the world. It's going to create all kinds of division.
Who leads a Jewish settler political party in the occupied West Bank.
Why don't you explain to the Jews in the United States what is exactly behind your thinking? I explain. But I'm laughing because the right word for it, you have to brainwash all the time. You have to say, to explain it, to live it, to cope with it. My husband says to me, why do you speak to your children all the time about Zionism, pioneers in Judea and Samaria, settling and settling? And all my family are settlers here. Because this is the only way to continue Zionism.
Yes, she actually said that Zionists must forever commit to brainwashing and indoctrination, a process that starts in Israel's kindergartens, where Jewish children are not taught history, they are taught racist colonial mythologies, that the land was empty until European Jewish migrants made the desert.
You brainwash an entire group of people, a country in the world, and unleash them on the world. It's going to create division. I'll say it again.
That bloom, that Palestinians hate Israelis because they're Jewish and not because the state of Israel illegally steals, occupies, and colonizes their land. You know the rest. But the point here is that Zionist propaganda not only dehumanizes Palestinians, but also it decivilizes the general Israeli population.
So that's a Jewish woman saying, don't shoot the kid. And the soldier, Israeli's like, are you anti-Semitic? No, she can't be, supposedly.
But also, it decivilizes the general Israeli population.
אתם מדמיינים משהו?
הרכב מלחמה ויורים על הטנק ומנסים לפגוע בי.
מה דמיינת?
שאני הורגת אנשים. הם סורים והם לובשים מדים בצבע חום ירוק. ערבים.
אני מדמיין שכל פעם אני רואה מולי ערבי מת, זה ממש שמח אותי כבר יותר.
אז מה יקרה במסגד? יישבר? אם כן פגש בשנה האחרונה ילד ערבי. איפה? איפה פגשת ילד ערבי? ליד הכל. דיברת איתו?
לא, הוא דחף אותה.
ומה קורה כשאתם רואים ילד ערבי? מה אתם מרגישים?
Again, you get the idea. Let's see here. Yeah, never ever, man. Again, anybody who's trying to take your wife, and anybody who actually gives a fuck about you and cares about you will be giving you a weapon, not taking them. Think about it. It's insanity. It's crazy that we live in a world that's so mentally ill. It's actually warming up today. What is this?
From Howard Lutnick to Jeffrey Epstein. Hi, Jeff. We are landing in St. Thomas early Saturday afternoon and planning to head over to St. Bart's/Anguilla on Monday at some point. Where are you located? As in, what is the exact location for my captain? Does Sunday evening for dinner sound good? I have another couple, Michael and Mary Lerman, with me on my boat. This is the wild. Whoa. And each of us has 4 children. Doesn't list their name. I want to point that out. He says 2 16s, 2 14s, a 13, a 12, an 11, and a 7-year-old. I remind you, this is 4 years after Jeffrey Epstein was convicted. How this guy has a job today is a disgrace. There is no room. Fired. I'm done with these fucking people. Fire this guy right now. So this is an email.
I mean, it's amazing that this fucker hasn't been fired. But see, they're a bunch of pedophiles. Birds of a feather flock together. They're there to protect each other. The pedophile terrorist Trump regime is there for them, not you. I think I might have showed this one, but we'll show it again.
Very well compensated, reportedly nearly $30 million. If GM can afford to pay you, why not pay the auto workers that 40% raise and just get this done?
Why not? Well, she might be an actual psychopath. That's right. 21% of CEOs are psychopaths. For psychopaths, it, meaning corporate success, is a game, and they don't mind if they violate morals. It is about getting where they want in the company and having dominance over others. That's why she's able to sit down and say with a straight face that the union demands need to be more realistic.
We have to have a realistic offer.
All the while, her pay has gone up 40% over the last few years, and
She's literally making obscene amounts. She doesn't deserve any of that. You could take away half her pay and divide it up and pay everybody else, and they'd be happier than shit. But she won't do that. she's a greedy pig. It's a wealth transfer mechanism, just like government, corporations, banks. Everything is a wealth transfer mechanism, not for you, for them, folks. Yeah, it's bad, and it's real bad. Let me just take a look here. What do we got here? What is this? Man, those are crazy noises. Oh, yeah, you don't want to eat that. Oh, god damn, bro. Come on, goddamn it. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. All right. What's up, Dominic? Yeah, it's pretty goddamn shameful. Again, when you're brainwashed, completely brainwashed and indoctrinated your entire life, that you're better than everybody else to be a racist, you're going to cause problems. You're going to fucking cause problems. And that's the problem. The mentality is a problem, folks. We're all equal here. If you can't respect everybody equally, you're a goddamn problem. So that's why all these Israeli mentally ill Jew retards are fucked. They're a problem in the world. They're a cancer. Okay? And not even really genetic. It's a fucking group of psychopaths. It's not genetic. Races don't exist either, by the way. It's only selective breeding. Uh-oh. Tom.
Now, scamming you on the reduction stickers. Watch this. This one was almost $1. And this one by $1.72. Because this package weighs 1.51 pounds. This is the new price per pound, which is now $3.89 per pound. And that's what they're saying the total is. So there you go, overcharged. So they're saying it's $6.69. Overpriced again. There you go, 1, 2, 3. Kroger can't add. Check your meat.
Today, our Box Elder County Commission voted to approve consent for the Military Installation Development Authority, or MIDA, to move forward with the proposed Stratus project area in western Box Elder County.
Imagine a patch of high desert in northwestern Utah, 40,000 square acres. That's 62 square miles. Bigger than Manhattan, suddenly becoming one of the biggest.
They show you a cartoon because they can't show you an actual real picture, photo, video from orbit. They can't even show it from a high altitude.
AI powerhouses on the planet. That's the Stratos project, also called Wonder Valley, a hyperscale data center campus being pushed by Kevin O'Leary through O'Leary Digital. At full build out, it's aiming for a staggering 9 gigawatts of power, more than double what the entire state of Utah currently consumes. Phase 1 alone targets 3 gigawatts, with the project rolling out in multiple phases over roughly a decade or more. And here's the kicker. It's designed to run completely off grid. Yeah, the promise is that they're not going to suck 1 electron of power from the existing grid. So the question is, where's all the juice going to come from that's going to power this behemoth? Straight from the Ruby pipeline. This 680-mile natural gas artery runs from the Opal Hub in Wyoming, slices right through northern Utah, and heads to Oregon. It's built to move up to 1.5 billion cubic feet of gas per day. And critics say a 9 gigawatt gas-fired plant could easily suck down that entire capacity and then some. We're talking about every last cubic foot. And Ruby Pipeline's got its own shadowy backstory. It filed for bankruptcy back in 2022 when contracts dried up. Tallgrass Energy scooped it up for a bargain at $283 million. And who owns Tallgrass? Primarily Blackstone Infrastructure Partners, a massive Wall Street giant, along with big institutional players like Canada Pension Plan Investments, which just poured nearly $1 billion into it, plus Singapore's sovereign wealth fund, GIC, and others. These are the same deep-pocketed funds managing retirement money for millions while quietly controlling critical energy arteries. If Stratos really does hog the full pipeline, who gets the squeeze? Potentially hundreds of thousands of everyday customers downstream. Homes and businesses in Northern California served by PG&E, plus over 300,000 customers of Cascade Natural Gas across Oregon and Washington. What that means is you got families fighting for heating, hot water, and cooking gas while AI servers take priority. Prices could spike, winter reliability.
The value of the human is always put last, even behind animals. These days, their lives of animals are more important. The lives of things that aren't even alive, like AI centers, are more important. All these things that the billionaires want are more important than our lives. They want war. They want AI centers, flock data things. No, they're not here to represent you. You don't like them, too bad. They do them on you anyway. You're being rolled. We are rolled by a bunch of pedophiles.
Could crumble and utilities could scramble for expensive replacement supplies. Some call it the quiet redirection of public resources to power the AI arms race. Of course, the promises to the community sound sweet on the surface. Thousands of construction jobs, about 2,000 permanent ones, and a flood of cash. 30 million a year early on, scaling past 100 million annually. They're using on-site salty water that nobody else wants, they say, a closed-loop cooling system, and they swear it won't hurt the dying Great Salt Lake. But the real story is what the developers are getting in return. Sweetheart deals the little guy could never dream of. Energy use taxes slashed from 6% to just
The little guy could never dream of.
0.5%.
Isn't that the point? It's rules for thee, but not for me. Rules for thee, but not for me. Rules for thee, but not for me. You pay this, I pay that. We get fucked. They cheat every goddamn time. Why is it that everybody in the government is a cheating pedophile? Why is it? What is it about authority that draws in a bunch of pedophiles? What is it about police, a monopoly on force, that draws in a bunch of psychopathic pedophiles to want to be a cop and a politician? What is it with these people?
80% of property taxes rebated straight back to them. And then there's 100% relief on personal property taxes for all those servers. And they're routing the entire thing through the military installation.
So all of the psychopath pedophiles are magnetized towards these insane control positions in government to fill them up instantly, more than happy to rule over their fellow men. While the rest of us are like, we would never want to do that.
Development Authority, which lets them bypass normal county zoning, public input, and oversight on this massive land grab. And as you can imagine, the masses aren't happy that 3 people are making decisions for thousands.
Thousands!
Happening right now, there's a meeting going on in Box Elder County, drawing a lot of residents there as they had to move to a larger venue just to host this meeting.
Many residents are concerned about a data center being built in the northeast side of Box Elder County.
I just want to start off by saying there is no one on this commission or any other county elected official that is going to benefit from this project financially or otherwise. This project is designed.
Will future generations be glad for the decision made today? After taking this much needed time, I believe that I am voting with our collective best interest in mind. For hell's sakes, grow up.
Big fucking joke to this fucking pedophile on the right until he gets hung.
Right now, Box Elder County commissioners are meeting to vote on a proposed data center in a contentious meeting that has now moved to a virtual meeting for those that were previously in attendance.
There was massive opposition out there. We all saw and heard it. Given that, one, were you expecting that sort of a response from your community? And 2, what would you have to say to those folks out there now that are very upset?
Well, I would say that I saw a lot of my community members that were more upset by people from not in this community, that were not allowing them to listen and absorb the information. That
Oh my God, shut the fuck up, pedophile. He just said some bullshit right there. That's the biggest pedophile lie you could ever hear. What a blasphemer. What a fucking pedo cocksucking faggot. That dude should be hung where he sits right there. He should be hung in that fucking chair right fucking there. In my world, that fucker dies of a hanging for fucking traitor. As a traitor to humanity and to his own soul. He sold out his own soul. Like, what kind of fucking pedophile does that? Shut up! The fuck is that?
I'm a Corona resident in District 4 for 15 years. I'm here to introduce DFLOC Corona, a community coalition asking this council to cancel the city's contract with Flock Safety and remove the cameras that have been deployed throughout our city. Our website is dflock-corona.org. I'm here because new Flock cameras were recently installed between my home and my daughter's school. So now every time I make that drive, my family's being photographed and logged into a giant corporate database. I want to be clear what these cameras actually are, and I say that with somebody with 20 years of experience in IT. I've served as the chief network architect for Fortune 500 companies. I've designed data centers, and today I work on cloud infrastructure for one of the largest loan origination companies in the country. I'm not speculating on how this technology works. I've read their patents, and I know how it works. Flock advertises these cameras as simple license plate readers. Their own patents tell a different story. They're AI-powered surveillance machines that capture every passing vehicle and person and transmit that data to a private corporate cloud, making it queryable by a multitude of state and federal agencies. The city of Corona does not control that database, and Corona residents have no public record rights against a private company's servers. Our daily movements are being harvested by a $7.5 billion corporation that only answers to venture capital investors, not to us. Flock did not reach that valuation on their per camera subscription fees. That math doesn't add up. The city council should also understand who they're doing business with. Flock's CEO was asked whether the company had any federal contracts. He said no, that was a lie. Public records revealed that Flock had been secretly running a pilot program giving the U.S. Border Patrol access to local police camera data without.
Another lie, but from a pedophile. What do you know? What do you expect?
Without the knowledge of the cities that paid for the cameras. Now consider who's behind the company and where your data flows. Flock integrates directly with Palantir, a data fusion platform with a $30 million contract with ICE. Peter Thiel, the founder of Palantir, is also one of Flock's primary investors. These are not separate companies with separate agendas. They're connected actors that are building a connected infrastructure. Palantir's own CEO stated publicly just this month that his technology is being used as a political instrument designed to reduce the political power of certain voters. And that's the ecosystem that our Corona cameras are feeding into. We're not anti-police at all. We're against mass surveillance of innocent residents by a company with a documented record of deception, built by investors with a stated political agenda. We're asking the city council to start auditing the queries made against Flock's database to disclose any data sharing agreements and to take a vote to cancel the Flock safety contract. My name is Brett, and
Fucking madness, bro. Fucking madness. Yeah, that's cool how Libertarian helped to wake you up. It kind of did me too, because I was like, interesting. I was like, okay, there's this Ron Paul guy, but he still wants government. Makes no sense. I knew it was a scam, and then his son's a total fucking scam out too. He's a total fucking joke. What a piece of shit. Fuck all the fuck Ron Paul and Rand Paul. They can fucking die. They're traitors.
This, I'm pretty much going to throw away any of the Nutri-Grain things or anything like that, because apparently it is nothing but garbage. And we kind of already knew that, but just take a listen to this.
One Nutri-Grain bar hits your child with 58 factory additives. That red filling in the middle, it isn't strawberry.
What?
It's refined glucose, dyed red in pressure kettles and held together with methyl cellulose, the same compound used to hang wallpaper.
The same compound used to hang wallpaper?
Yeah.
That sounds delicious.
Crust.
Hey, it won't just stick to the walls. It'll stick to your gut.
Is worse. Hexane stripped oil, packed with actual iron filings and sealed with 3 chemical gums until it can sit on a shelf for 9 months.
Hell no. That is absolutely disgusting. Look at that.
What the
Oh, that looks so yummy. Oh my God. Well, after I saw this, I'm pretty much.
Oh. Whoa. So how's everybody in the chat doing? Sorry about my voice. It's good to see you guys again on a Sunday. I love my my fellow melt heads. I'm glad to see my fellow melt heads here today, hanging out with the father of meltology. Just kidding. You're Brian. B. Rye. Shout out.
Well, here's Secretary of State Marco Rubio making it abundantly clear.
Our preference is for these straits to be opened
to the way they're supposed to be open, back to the way it was.
Back to the way it was before we murdered their children. It was fine. Now you want to go back. Oh, well, then you shouldn't have did that, you shit stain. It's insane.
Anyone can use it. No mines in the water. Nobody
Everybody can use it, but you, the ones who murdered us.
paying tolls.
Well, okay, all right. Well, there it is. The goal originally went from, pursuing the IRGC's complete surrender to asking if we could pretty please get back to where we were before we illegally attacked Iran. Can we?
That's insane.
Please just stop the daily humiliation ritual. Like, the American people don't deserve this. Why does he keep playing this game where he pretends as though peace is on the horizon? I think the answer is pretty obvious. Here it is.
Oil prices sinking right now on that Axios report that says the US and Iran are closer to a deal than at any point since this war began.
Yeah, market manipulation, duh. The only thing that President Trump seems to excel in his second term. We're stuck in a
is market manipulation. That's what Trump is good at. It's market manipulation.
War that benefits no one other than the very people who tricked Trump into this war in the first place. And people get real upset when you say that. And when Israel questions why people hate them, I love how they immediately point to anti-Semitism when in reality, the war that they've been egging on for decades is crushing people across the globe economically. I think that might have a lot more to do with the disdain that people feel toward Israel right now. If there's really any—
Or the fact that they murder poor innocent children is a problem. Oh yeah, we got the chat in the house. Chat in the house.
How people are starting to look at food labels a little bit differently. They're not just looking at the calories or the—
I don't know if I might have showed this one, I'm not sure.
Ingredients, but they're taking a closer look to see what has actually been done to the food before it even hits the shelves. In fact, a lot of Americans are waking up and realizing that a lot of the food that we do eat, it's not really natural anymore.
Pounds of chicken meat without killing a single chicken. And Upside Foods has spent over $200 million in research and development in order to create this technology.
Let me show you how we do it.
Please do, I don't understand.
When we took cells from a chicken egg in 2018, we cracked an egg, we took a small amount of cells. And
okay, they cracked an egg and they took cells out of the egg. This is the most disgusting shit I've ever heard in my life. Okay? Who is it? Who's out there? Watch him. Good boy. Who is it?
And we froze them in this. That goes down to -80.
Wow. And you've used those cells to make hundreds of thousands of pounds of chicken meat.
Step 2 is we take those cells, we gently thaw them out.
Oh my gosh. This is simulating a chicken's body and the cells are just multiplying.
Once we get enough of them, we move on to step 3.
This is protein, fat, sugar. I'm literally feeding the chicken cells over there so they can multiply into chicken meat.
That's right, yes.
And once the chicken feed is in the container, it moves all the way through these pipes and through the factory and eventually ends up in here.
You can look through this. You'll see chicken cells just swimming and swimming in there.
Oh my goodness.
It's a lot of chicken.
So every 2 seconds, this produces a chicken's worth of chicken meat.
Yeah, every few.
It's fucking disgusting. They're growing this shit in a lab. It's fake. It's not real, folks.
2 seconds.
Hi there. Just your friendly reminder to check your ingredients lists because that's 0% juice. This is less than 1% juice. This is 1% juice because the same companies that sell you.
Oh, the other one said 0% juice. Hey, here's the juice drink. 0 juice.
100% juice will sell you 1% juice. And when you see these companies come out with these additional flavors right here, all they're really doing is adding.
And so they leave it one. Why even leave it 1% juice? Oh, so they can call it juice drink.
Food coloring. Because remember, this Mountain Dew is green because yellow and blue make green. This Hawaiian Punch is green because yellow and blue make green. Because when you really start paying attention, hey, red and blue make purple, right? That's why it's a grape. So remember, it's not only 0 sugar, it's 0% juice.
Okay, explain this.
steamed Season's Choice cut green beans. Put them on this plate. Put them in the microwave.
Watch this shit. This shit has metal shavings in the green beans.
Add 30 seconds.
Not shavings, but what do you call it?
Explain that. Only thing that does that in the microwave is metal.
Now, what he should have done there is right here. Excuse me. Right here, he should have showed us on video the black marks and kind of tried to zoom in on that and try to break apart the areas where it's blackened the most and see what the fuck, if there's anything obvious in the green bean. First of all, you shouldn't be using a fucking microwave, but at least you can identify the metal, I guess. What? Wow. Wow.
Let's see what's inside.
Fried potatoes, corn oil, see all this oil. This is what is in Pringles right here. All this shit. Oh yeah, come on. All these different toxins, completely unnecessary. Yeah, let's preserve it. Built and designed for the shelf to last long on the shelf at a grocery store, not built and designed to make your stomach healthy or your vessel body healthy.
Y'all better read your labels. Everything is bioengineered. Where is it put in? Yeah. See that? Everything, y'all. Let's show them the bread pudding. Okay, so I'm checking the donuts. Yep. Y'all better check your food. Put it back. Let's check the hostess.
Contains a bioengineered food. Everything now is labeling that it contains a bioengineered food now. You can't go anywhere in the grocery store and not see this bioengineering now. Check this out.
Let's see, because that was the Walmart brand. You know they don't care. It's on the hostess too. Okay. Now
that means it's lab grown meat and shit like that.
You getting that? No powdered donuts for us. Okay, moving on. Here we go. This is the bread. Where is it pudding pot? There it is, y'all. Bioengineered.
That's why the bread don't go bad.
You hear my daughter? She know what she's talking.
That's why the bread don't go bad.
Talking about. All right. So let's go down here to the more expensive bread. Where's that sunbeam pudding?
Right here.
Y'all, they done changed all the food to bioengineered. The pudding, where's the seed bread you bought? That's good for us.
That shit will never break down and decompose because it's not real.
See, the bunny bread.
Like a $7 bill.
And my niece put me on this. The bunny is safe and it's jumping. Wait a minute. Look at here. Where
Bunny money is safe. It doesn't have well, it ain't safe. It just doesn't have bioengineered food on the label.
You guys. You don't see no bio on here. Right, Pudding?
I hope so.
You see thousands of ingredients when there should only be like 2 or 3 at the most.
The bunny's safe. Now, this good seed, my daughter showed me. No bio on there, right, Pudding?
Yep, nope. Just contains weed.
Turn it over so I know what to buy. Y'all get you some of this. This is what you want. Not
Contains wheat. Wow, it said
that.
Good seed shit.
All right, Pudding, what we gonna show them next?
Let's see. Let's just pick some.
All right, Pudding, just gonna pick some, you guys. Oh, not the club crackers. Don't tell me they did that.
Okay.
No, Pudding.
Yep. Them salads you like. Forget about it.
Forget about it. Bioengineering.
Club crackers.
Forget about it.
Oh my God.
Let's see Ritz. Ritz. Y'all can't eat no more crackers.
Yo, look, turn it back over, Pudding, so they can see.
Fucking made in Mexico.
Well, it's over with. I'm growing my own veggies. I bet they won't bioengineer that.
Yeah, if they have a monopoly on your seeds and they're all GMO'd out to fuck. I hope you got heirloom seeds. I hope I do.
Not the peanut butter. Did he say peanut butter?
Bet your fucking ass this shit's gonna be bioengineered. Watch this.
Don't tell me.
I think the peanut butter safe.
Show them the brand, Pudding. And it's the Walmart brand. Unbelievable. It's on there. Check again.
Contains peanuts. That's all I'm seeing.
Okay. They haven't got to the peanut butter yet. All right, y'all.
They ain't got to the peanut butter yet on the bioengineering.
Famous hamburger helper. All your children love it, right? Turn it around. Let's see.
Bioengineering.
There it is on the very bottom.
Get that hamburger helper bioengineered bullshit.
Bottom of the box.
Okay, so this whole thing about bioengineered foods from Aldi is like going viral on TikTok, right? So I'll show you here. I looked into it, and what this means is that it contains genetically modified food items. So just like GMO, in 2000, I think the beginning of 2019, there was a new
Remember when they had to start labeling GMO, which they still lie about?
law passed to where the labeling of GMO is different. So they do not have to label it GMO. They can add this that contains bioengineered ingredients. And guys, I'm sorry, this is obviously not good. So everyone's talking shit saying Aldi has all these bioengineered food products. Every store has these. Okay, this is obviously shitty. So I think people are spreading stuff that's just not necessary.
These bagels, we purchased them and they're supposed to expire February 4th. Today is April the 4th. 2 months ago. Okay, so Kyra says, Mama, they're not getting old, and here's why.
They're not getting old, and here's why. It contains bioengineering. It is 2 fucking months old, man.
Engineered food ingredients. So we're tossing this to the garbage? No mold. Yeah, no mold. You open it up and show them?
Perishable food. Perishable foods that don't perish. Perishable foods that don't perish.
No mold, you guys. Bioengineered food. You see it? No mold. None. 2 months old. Yep, to the trash it goes. Next, here is some more bread that we had at the house because we went shopping today.
And I pity the fool that eats this shit.
Throwing out everything that's bio, right? This bread here, you see it, Pudding?
Wait, where is that?
I just saw it. Oh, there it is, right there. Bioengineered, right there. This is some regular
Contains bioengineered ingredient, it said.
white bread in there. No mold or nothing. Sit up here for a minute. Out to the trash it goes.
How long it's been up here?
bread is not turned at all. Let's see. I know, it'll never expire. This bread's supposed to expire February the 4th. See that? Today is April the 4th. The bread is still like it was just come out the bakery. You see that? No mold. Let me show you. No mold. Look at that. None. I remember bread would smell.
No mold. I remember when bread would perish and mold because it was out of an oven real.
Funny what was going bad. None of that. Y'all be careful with your food. This engineered stuff. It's not worth our health. Health is wealth. All right. Spend a little bit more money at the market and get the better bread. I'm not buying any more El Chico. It's over with. I'll see you. I'll holler. Okay, y'all, I'm back. We found another one. This one's from Publix, right? It was supposed to expire January 21st, 2026. Today is April 4th, 2026. Here we go.
That's like 3 months later and the shit hasn't perished.
Look at this bread, guys. No mold, no skip, no stench, nothing. Look at this.
That is disgusting. That is fucking disgusting.
So, you guys spend a little bit more money at Walmart, Publix, wherever you shop. Foodland, whatever your market is in your area. We're talking about the El Chico stuff, but they're killing it with the bioengineered contaminants, you guys. No more El Cheapo. It has to go.
Bioengineered foods. Why are they bad? Bioengineered foods are foods that have had their DNA altered, and they do that for a variety of reasons. When it comes to crops, let's say corn, by controlling the growing process and the DNA of the corn, it can lead to higher yields and more consistent crops. So the growers can guarantee the size of the crop, of the corn, and the quantity. But what happens when you alter DNA is you're adding genes or taking genes away from the food. And it's no longer real food, it's fake food. And those added genes can do a variety of things to our bodies, like they could produce allergy symptoms, mess with our gut biome, leading to digestion issues, or a multitude of other health risks. Back in the 50s and 60s, they didn't have...
No, just call it cancer for the dipshits out there.
Have bioengineered food. All of a sudden in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today, you're seeing obesity issues in America. Autism rates are higher. ADD rates are higher, not to mention depression and anxiety. When these yields are higher and the production is higher, it leads to lower costs. So you'll see a ton of bioengineered foods in like discount grocery stores. While we're talking about it, there's a lot of added chemicals to bioengineered foods. And our bodies are pretty smart. They know how to handle like calories, but they don't know how to handle chemicals. So when we're eating processed foods with a lot of chemicals, the body doesn't know how to digest it, so it tries to get rid of that in another form. Think the big C word: cysts, tumors. Or it just stores it as fat. And then we have a really hard time getting rid of that fat, no matter how hard we exercise, because it's stored in the body and the body really doesn't know what to do with it.
What it does next is it starts crystallizing your chakras. So now parts of your body, those chakras are clogged, and you got love handles because the chakras on the side of your waist are clogged, crystallized.
We can't deny the health crisis in America.
You're not getting that electromagnetic flow through your chakras anymore.
Think about it. There's some countries out there that our foods in America are banned there. Some of the ingredients they won't allow. As always, do your own research on what you're putting into your body and make your own decisions. Bon appetit.
Golly, it's like the microwave thing, banned in Russia, okay here. All the bad chemicals banned in Europe, okay here. Why? Lobbying. Ingredients list on a fucking burrito. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking...
So I got 2 boxes of the Cliff Bars and...
Are you fucking serious? That's like a book. It would literally cost you money.
The second one has new packaging. And I was like, oh, interesting. Same thing, right? Oh, same.
This can't be good. Everything under the guise of health is a trick.
Calories, yeah.
These fuckers are evil.
But then you start looking closer and it's like, oh, hey, there's more sugar than the old packaging, less dietary fiber, more sodium, technically 1% more on the saturated fats. And then when you look at the vitamins, magnesium is only 4% instead of 8%. The phosphorus is only 10 instead of 15.
They're dropping all the benefits of this shit. It's wild. Why you're not looking? Because you're not looking. Why? Because they got you too busy trying to survive, man, while they rape the benefits and rewards and concentrate their wealth.
The vitamin E is at 2% instead of 4%. The potassium's at 4%, which is still the same. Iron is at 15% instead of 20%. Calcium's the same. Vitamin D is the same. But yeah, cool. Nothing like them changing up the build to be less nutritious, same calories. I hope it tastes at least close to the same because it's like the only protein bar that I like.
Not be eating any of this dog shit, man. It's a trick.
It's a good thing I'm taking a multivitamin for most of that anyways, but still not excited.
Yeah, I've been going crazy because the bioengineered food shit. This has got bioengineered food. This, to turn out.
All our food is 3D printed. That's true.
I eat that almost every week. Hungry Jack bioengineered. This shit is like you make put in your chicken. Bioengineered. It says bioengineered food, not the ingredients. So this whole thing is 3D. Of course, anything Campbell's El Paso enchilada sauce is bioengineered. Ritz crackers. I ate this whole box this week. I got one little sleeve left. Because I done ate of them. This too, which I think we all knew these wasn't good for you because how cheap they are, but still. No wonder they don't taste the same. Pizza rolls. Yes, that includes Tostinos. Bluebell contains bioengineered.
Ah!
And Ben & Jerry's don't. Butterfinger, bioengineered. A whole damn bag of Grand's Pillsbury's cinnamon rolls, bioengineered. I ain't even opened these yet. Rice Krispies. And these sons of marshmallows. No one.
Guess how much rice in Rice Krispies? Rice. None!
When I made Rice Krispie treats, they tasted funny. Even the bread, dude.
We are so used to food not going bad and staying shelf stable. It is frightening. Like these tortillas, they have an expiration date of 3/2, March 2nd. It is now April 11th and they're not molding. This is not real food. I used to get mad when food would go bad because I'd be like, oh, I spent money on this. And
now I get mad when it doesn't go bad because gaga goo goo. Perishables don't perish anymore.
It went bad and like, what a waste of money. Now, if something doesn't go bad, it frightens me because it makes me wonder what garbage ingredients are in there to make it shelf stable. Things should mold. Things should go bad. It makes me happy.
Shelf stable. That's great.
Happy when my food goes bad fast now because I know it is made from real ingredients.
So because I had to read up on it and get specific dates, I'm going to tell y'all because everybody is up in arms all of a sudden about Campbell's food and how they got 3D printed meat. But the biofood ingredient, the bioengineered food ingredient, been in our food for over 30 years.
God.
The first product was made in 1994. The flavor savor tomato. Yeah, I just read that because I had to find out what the actual dates were. There wasn't a law passed until 2016 that mandated companies to place that on their label if they included any bioengineered food ingredient.
Whoops.
The first labels didn't start to be printed with that on it until 2022. This is just 3 years later. We've been eating the shit.
That's why you have all these sick people.
But one thing I do when I go to the grocery store.
You're getting sick because the food's not real food. It's poison.
I read labels. I look at the label. I look for bioengineered food ingredient. It's not on this product. I love me some Blanco dip, right? This is the reason why I buy this one. Probably one you never heard of. But I don't buy Tostitos or the Meyer brand or the Kroger brand because they all have bioengineered food ingredient on the fucking label. It's cheese. Cheese made in the lab. But I remember a lot of y'all I see on here posting videos and you still eat margarine.
Which ain't butter.
That's not butter. Y'all still in McDonald's.
Never, ever eat margarine, man. I mean, it's a total fake replacement for butter. At least butter's like, out of, milk and shit. Real milk, raw milk. Well, not raw. They're not even raw. It should be raw.
This line got the line slapping at midnight.
People are really starting to care about the food that they eat, and they're worried about the food that they're feeding their kids. They're seeing that things have been changing with time, and they're trying to pinpoint what exactly could be leading to some of these changes. And people are really frustrated because they feel like they've been lied to. They feel like they weren't told the whole truth. Like, oh, this is in the ingredients, but then you find out later on what that really means. And it's like you want to put some trust in some things, but then we find it harder and harder to trust things blindly. When people don't understand something that affects their health, they don't just ignore it. They start questioning everything. The truth is,
you can't trust anything blindly these days. These people are out to kill you. It's an evil world. It's not what you think.
Food system has changed a lot, and people are finally noticing this is not something that happened just merely overnight. It's something that's been going on for a very long time. And once you realize how much the food system has changed, you really start looking at things a lot differently. Drop your comments down below. Tell me, what do you think?
Hello, hello. I'll play this one again here. This other one here is pretty good.
Okay. Why is everything a subscription? Why did I just realize that I subscribe to things that I'm double, triple, and quadruple subscribed to? Why is everything a subscription? Why, when I buy something, can it just not be a one-time purchase? Why am I now subscribed to it forever? And believe me, I would love to be better at looking at my credit cards, but I'm not. I have 6 kids. I pay for a lot of stuff. I don't know who's subscribed to what. I don't know. Can somebody please help me and tell me why currently everything in my life is a subscription that costs somewhere between $12.99 and $22.99 a month? Thanks.
The past few years, all of this has really been gaining traction. There is the system now that just promotes renting, financing, a subscription-based access to almost everything over true ownership. And all those costs add up. And at the end of the day, you don't own any of these items.
You ever look around and realize that you're paying monthly just to exist? Like, not to live comfortably, not to build wealth, but just to be here. You don't own your time. You don't own your home. Hell, half of us don't even own our own car. But we damn sure own the stress. They've literally turned life into a subscription box.
It's great that everything's a subscription now. Everything's just a rental. It's fantastic. I love that. Didn't have to do a whole lot to convince everybody to be okay with it. They just went, instead of charging you one time for Photoshop, we're going to charge you 3/4 of the price of Photoshop every month for the rest of your life until you die. And we all went, that sounds great. Thank you so much. Printers on subscription services now, because printing was already so easy. May as well get an app involved. You get 15 pages of printing free until you hit a paywall, and now you got to pay a monthly fee to use a physical object already in your house on paper that you already purchased. There are some garage door openers that are on subscription services now. Now you have to rent the ability to open a door in a house that you own, or more likely in a house that you rent. You are renting the ability to open doors in the house that you rent. Even better. Did you guys know that medical software is on a subscription too? The software that doctors need to use the machines to do neurosurgery? Sometimes doctors will go into neurosurgery and go, oh shit, our subscription needs to be renewed. We need to get our account manager on the phone before we can do neurosurgery. The last person I want involved in my neurosurgery is a member of the sales team, okay? We have to get a guy named Matt on a Teams call before you guys can operate? Oh, it's going downhill. The fact that everything's on subscription now makes me really confused when people are optimistic about brain chips. They're going to advertise it by being like, now you can see the world how dogs see the world. But little do you know that now dog vision is the lowest tier subscription that you can have. And if you want to see like a human again, that's another $18.99 a month. After you took the bait and fell for dog vision, they're going to put taste and smell on dynamic pricing.
We're being actually fleeced by companies. The last 2 cars that I owned had remote start capabilities from my remote. It was something that came with the car. I never had to pay, like continue paying extra for it. We got a used Toyota Sienna this year. It's 2021. And I asked about remote start and they're like, yeah, you can do it. And I was like, great, show me how to do it from my key. And they're like, no, not that way. You're going to download our Toyota app and you're going to pay $10 a month so that you can remote start your car. No. This is the part. I love technology. And then I'm also like, this is screwing us because they are starting to be able to charge us more for things that used to just come with a car. This isn't news. It's just something that's bugging me this morning.
Why is everything a subscription now? Because first it was just Netflix and it was like, okay, fine, that's chill. Now you have to have every single network, like HBO, Hulu, Netflix, like everything just to watch the one show that you want to watch because every single show is on a different platform now. Also, it's not even just like streaming networks anymore because tell me why Snapchat has had this subscription for like a year and now they're literally selling it for 99 cents for an entire year because that's how just they are. They just want $1 out of everything. I'm not even kidding when I say that you can buy Snapchat Premium for McDonald's points. Like, I am so serious. What is going on?
This is my final straw in capitalism. So the printer that I bought with money and the paper that I supply with it that costs money, the ink that I supply it with costs money, and the house that I have to plug it into, the Wi-Fi that I use to connect it to, the phone that I use to print said things to, that all cost money. I can't use the printer unless I have a subscription to it. You have to have a subscription to said printer to use the printer that I already bought with money. I know life is just a bunch of subscriptions. At this point, we subscribe to the air that we breathe. But a printer? $5 a month. $5 a month to print things that I already bought. The printer already bought. Printer paid for. Ink paid for. Paper paid for. Phone paid for. Wi-Fi paid for. Electricity paid for. Printer. Subscription. My last straw. This is it.
I hate that everything is a subscription now. Like, there are some things that are not meant to be a subscription. Like features that are built into your car, not meant to be a subscription. Ink for your printer, not meant to be a subscription. Why does it seem like
that you own scot-free and clear should never have a subscription, or you don't own them, or technology that can tell you no today? You don't own them. You're a slave of a pedophile in the government who has no right to make rules for you in any way, shape, or form, ever?
every single business is now trying this business model? Like, I get you want to make money more than anything in the world. And I get there is people who are willing to pay for a subscription, but like, can we just not? Can we just not? And I saw like McDonald's is now saying they're not making enough money every month. $10, they're going to become Panera and do like the sip of the month thing that Panera is trying. And there's going to be a subscription service at McDonald's.
I feel like they've successfully subscriptionified our entire lives. Like really, when you think about it, pretty much everything now is a subscription. Literally just existing is a subscription. Oh, do you want to be alive for another month?
It's the strategy of the pedophiles that shouldn't be. You'll own nothing and be happy. This is how. And you're seeing them implement it.
Pay our monthly fees. All of your basic necessities in life
Can't allow them to manifest it.
have become a subscription. Even like your rent.
The fact that you have to pay to exist in a world you weren't, you didn't sign on to, it is a problem.
It's a monthly fee that you pay that you have to renew at the end of the year. And then they're just going to increase the price with absolutely no improvements to the product. And you have no choice because you don't want to move or it's too expensive to. Even your subscriptions have become a subscription. They're just like, oh, are you having a hard time paying your monthly subscriptions? Well, here's an app to finance your monthly subscriptions through a monthly subscription. There's no escaping it. And by the way, they're not done. They're just getting started. Everything is, they're going to start having like subscription babies, subscription spouses, where they give you like
They already got subscription babies, don't they?
a checkbox and you order one in the mail.
Fucking nuts here.
And then you can have the option to renew after a year if you don't like it. Which that actually sounds kind of good now that I think about it.
When people say that they are tired of being squeezed dry, this is what we mean. So it is pollen season in Virginia. So every single day, your car has a fresh green coat of pollen just covering the car. Also last night, a bird decided to just crap all over my car, like everywhere. So great, right? So I live near a really big 7-Eleven and they have the buckets with the window like washer. And I utilize that a lot because my car also is having an issue with like the washer fluid, like for the wipers is not spraying properly. So like it doesn't really do anything. So tell me why 7-Eleven during pollen season has taken out all of those buckets with the free soapy water for you to wash your windshield because they want you to pay $9 minimum for their fucking car wash. This is what we mean. It's like getting squeezed dry in every fucking direction. So it's like, nope. Let alone that you paid for gas and that you go in the convenience store and buy something from the convenience store, that's not enough. They take away the washer fluid when they know everyone needs it because of pollen season. So let's just force everyone to pay a $9 minimum to go through the car wash. I'm just so fucking annoyed. And it's that 1,000 times a day. It's not just the $9 car wash. It's that then when I go to this place, this is going to be an extra $10. This is going to be an extra $5. And it adds up and up and up and up and up. And then you just can't win.
Everybody's constantly being squeezed in all directions.
You just
buy everything. It's like when you walk outside, it's like you're dealing with a pack of financial piranhas biting you from every 360 degrees of your body.
Our blood dry from every direction.
How many things are we paying for now that used to be free, or at least considered basic human rights? A lot.
Yeah, no shit.
More than most people realize. And this didn't happen overnight. It happens.
Yeah, folks, back in the day, they would say, oh, no, you never should have to pay for your basic human rights.
Slowly, then all at once. We used to live in a world where certain things were considered commons, shared, public, or just part of being human. Like information, community, nature, time, even basic survival needs. Now, almost everything comes with a monthly fee. Let's be real about what we're paying for. We pay for information, news is paywalled, research is locked behind subscriptions, even weather apps want a premium plan. We pay for connection, dating apps, networking groups, community spaces. We're paying to find each other. We pay to exist online, cloud storage, software, streaming, security, verification. We don't buy things anymore. You rent access. We pay for convenience, delivery fees, service fees, convenience fees, the skip the line fees. We're paying to save time in a system that leaves us with no time. We pay to be in nature, parks, beaches, trails. Land that used to be open is now gated, owned, and monetized. And then there are the big ones.
That's really frustrating and annoying. I mean, that really fucking pisses me off. That really goddamn pisses me off. That really fucking
ones that hit the nerve.
I don't
like water.
Doesn't strike a nerve with you. I just want to hang everybody in government, like just savagely chop their fucking heads off.
Shelter, healthcare, education. The basics required to stay alive and function in society. Somewhere along the line, those stopped being treated as human necessities and started being treated as revenue streams. Water gets privatized. Housing becomes an investment asset.
Shut up.
Healthcare becomes an industry.
What's going on here?
Education becomes debt. So when did this happen? The shift started decades ago. Privatization picked up speed in the 1980s. Then came the internet. Then came the subscription economy. Then came the you'll own nothing, just pay monthly era. Now we live
You'll own nothing, just pay monthly era.
in an access economy. You don't own much. You just keep paying to exist comfortably. Here's the part people don't talk about enough. When essential systems get handed over to profit-driven structures, everything has to generate revenue, even the things humans literally cannot live without. That doesn't automatically mean some grand coordinated plan, but it does mean incentives matter. If survival needs become markets, then people become customers, not citizens. And once something becomes a market, it rarely goes back. So the real question isn't just why are we paying for everything? The real question is what should be considered a public good and what should be for profit? Different countries draw that line in different places. But everywhere you look, more and more of life is moving behind a paywall. We're not just buying products anymore. We're paying for access to live. And I think a lot of people are starting to feel that. So I'm curious, what's the one thing you're paying for right now that makes you stop and think, wait, why am I paying for this?
I know it's hard, but we say no to subscriptions all the time. And we do have some for certain things. But in reality, when we're going to buy something, if we see that a subscription is a part of it, it's like, no, I'm not even interested anymore, because now you're just sucking me into a payment. You're sucking me into this model that it's going to take money from my pocket and put more money in your pocket every single month. And no, that's not okay. So a lot of times we will forego certain conveniences because, it's just a trap. It's like a modern day financial trap that we just have to continuously say no to. And again, nothing beats physical ownership. We love going to secondhand stores to get books, to get CDs, to get movies, physical assets, like I was talking about before. We are such a proponent of having physical things because when you have it in your possession, nobody could take that away. I mean, look, there are books that have been banned from online access, right? And we have those physical copies. We have them. And nobody can take that away, okay? So again, knowledge, all the knowledge on the internet, if the internet goes down, you don't have access to so much information anymore, right? You used to have encyclopedias, all kinds of books with resources and information. All that just vanishes, So really think about that. Keep those things in mind. If you want to see some of our favorite books that we like to have on hand, I'll put the links down in the description box below. We have a lot of preparedness, different types of items that we are just really fond of always having. So you'll find that all down there if you are interested. Definitely check that out. But, if we all keep going down this path, people are just going to continue to own less and less. And you want to have more things in your possession. You want to have physical ownership of things that are of value, of worth. And if you just keep subscribing to services and keep subscribing to things that you want to access, you're just going to continue going down this trap, and it is not good and it does not end well. So let me know what you think down below. Share your thoughts and comments. I really would love to hear from all of you.
All right, you guys, how y'all doing? Is Tom okay? Tom, what's going on here? Oh, what's up? We got Maximus X, MPC, Tom, another perspective, Dominic. Anywho, you guys, please donate and support if you can. I appreciate it. The links are below if you can donate. And if you missed anything from earlier, check it out. It's good stuff. It's 3 hours and 16 minutes of good shit. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out, all of you. Good old Tom. And appreciate you guys. Love you much. Hang in there and email me if you have any questions. Peace out.